You know it.
Glad the AC's working.
No kidding.
What if the AC quit?
Oh, man. Couldn't do a thing inside then.
Too hot.
No way Ashley could do her homework in here.
Hard to concentrate.
Wouldn't even bother trying to study.
Well...
Of course her grades would slip.
Dave.
She could kiss Harvard goodbye.
Dave.
Probably end up homeless. Oh, my little girl.
Dave.
What?
What's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, best case, I make one call, AC's back up and running right away, everything's fine.
That's best?
Oh, sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 AC trucks standing by waiting for you to call, loaded with parts, ready to go.
Right now?
Right now.
Huh. Sure is hot out today.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So, you're saying...
She can still go to Harvard.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jonathan France. See your future in 2020. We know that weakened vision can limit our ability to enjoy day-to-day activities. And with the clear advantage of the Panoptix lens, seeing without glasses for distance driving, computers, and reading is now possible. This is the first and only trifocal lens that is designed to be used to help people get 20/20 distance, near, and in between. Most importantly, I've been doing cataract surgery for over 30 years. Trust me when I say this to you, experience matters. Quality outcomes matter. Reputation matters. And most importantly, I want you to know that I'm going to treat you like a member of my own family. You deserve to see your future in 2020.
Dial star 2020. France, I care.
Window World is a family-owned business, and we really mean family. And with a family-owned business, you get a business that is looking to treat everyone right. We live in this community. We want to take care of our friends and neighbors.
With our family-owned business, we are backed by a company that believes in top-quality products at the best price available. That way, more people can afford energy-saving windows and doors, as well as top-quality hurricane-rated high-impact windows that also offer you some increased security to your home.
And being backed by our parent company, we're going to be around for a long time. The guarantee Window World offers is the absolute best guarantee you are ever going to find in a window replacement company. If anything goes wrong with your new windows, Window World, that's us, and Window World Corporate will stand behind it and get it fixed.
No high pressure, no sitting in your home for hours trying to get you to make a decision right away, but simply good business to our friends and neighbors. And when we're through installing your new windows, we'll stand behind those windows with the best guarantee in the window replacement business. See for yourself. Window World, simply the best for less.
Getting it right every day.
92.5 Fox News.
A homeless teenager in our community is getting a fresh start, and it's all thanks to her hard work. Meet 19-year-old Mercy. She spent years crashing on people's couches and living in a shelter, but now she has her own apartment and her own car, and she'll have plenty to decorate with. GL Homes donated $2,000 to help Mercy furnish her new North Naples apartment with items from St. Matthew's House. And this is an emotional moment for the teen who has not had a place to call her own.
It's still not hitting me yet. I'm sure once it's all decorated, and the first night when I'm actually sleeping, it's like, wow, this is mine. Like, it's exciting.
It was cool to see her jump on the bed like that. For 2 years, she has shared a room with other teens at the Youth Havens Homeless Shelter. She's studying early childhood education.
I have a customer having a seizure in my drive-thru.
Scary situation. Employees are credited with jumping into action during a medical emergency. Workers at a Starbucks on Radio Road in Collier County turned into lifesavers when a man in the drive-thru had a seizure and stopped breathing. Several people jumped in to help. One witness told us it was the employees who made all the difference.
She acted really good, like there was her child on the ground. The guy was purple, but she worked great with a lot of energy. She didn't stop for a second. This guy was purple. He didn't breathe. He needed help soon.
And a witness tells us by the end of the scary situation, the man was breathing and talking on his own. An ambulance took him to the hospital, but thank goodness for those employees there.
Serving up coffee and saving lives.
Yeah.
That's a quiet day at work.
Breaking this morning, an active investigation taking place in Cape Coral. What we know from police so far, that's coming up at 6.
And tensions high between former President Donald Trump and some top Republicans. Ahead at 6 o'clock, details on his planned sit-down with a Florida senator.
Plus, changes coming to who can get the vaccine here in Florida. Ahead at 6, what you need to know about the governor's plan to get as many people vaccinated as possible.
And it is mild outside, but we're warming up. By how much? Find out next.
92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
It's Rockstar Harley's Black and Orange Tag Sale this week. Hundreds of pre-owned Harleys tagged with discount pricing. We're selling every pre-owned Harley to make room for more new Harleys. Rockstar Harley's pre-owned Black and Orange Tag Sale ends this Sunday.
People say they don't like going to the dentist, but what they mean is they don't like the discomfort. Dr. Alan Rembos at smilesbyrembos.com understands. Dr. Rembos uses computerized anesthetic delivery, resulting in 50% fewer injections. And Dr. Rembos places and restores implants, eliminating delays, additional costs, and no running around. New patients and emergencies usually seen within 24 hours. Cosmetic treatment often completed in 1 to 2 weeks. Read the reviews at smilesbyrembos.com. Offices in Marco, Naples, Sanibel, and Fort Myers.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples, with over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space. Designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's Moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency for storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get the 3rd free. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response brings.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
6 hours in the morning and COVID-19.
The president will go prime time. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
A vaccinated American is the only way to beat the pandemic.
President Biden will tout vaccinations, addressing the nation tonight. More than 90 million Americans have gotten at least one dose, something we couldn't have imagined 1 year ago when the coronavirus was going from bad to worse fast. Fox's Simon Owen, live in London.
Dave, it was a year ago today that the World Health Organization declared the coronavirus outbreak was a pandemic, although by that stage, the virus had already reached every continent except Antarctica. Lockdown restrictions were also beginning to spread around the world. This time last year, there were 125,000 confirmed infections. That number is now 118 million. More than 2.6 million people have died, according to a tally by Johns Hopkins University. Dave?
And Simon, back to the president. He plans to sign the $1.9 trillion COVID financial aid bill tomorrow.
The motion is adopted.
It's the first big initiative of President Biden's legislative agenda. Democrats called the bill a necessary response to a national crisis.
It includes $1,400 payments to most Americans, more money to those who need food assistance, and $300 per week in extra unemployment benefits. But here's why no Republicans voted for it.
The bill includes what Republicans dub blue state bailouts. $300 billion goes to states to bolster faltering state worker pension programs. And GOP critics claim $380 billion for schools is a payback to big city teacher unions, with much of the education funding not even being spent for 2 years.
Fox's Chad Pergram. They'll keep working on picking a jury in Minneapolis today to put a fired police officer on trial for murder in George Floyd's death. They've seated 5 jurors so far. In Oklahoma City, 5 police officers have been charged with manslaughter in the shooting death last year of a teenage robbery suspect. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News traffic.
Good Thursday morning. There's a disabled vehicle on Colonial Boulevard at the intersection of Summerlin that's slowing traffic west on Colonial heading towards that midpoint bridge. Also congestion on 41 heading south of Hanson. Not a major backup here, just part of that morning rush underway. Also, if you're heading out of Cape Coral, we are still great on both bridges heading into Fort Myers. Also, the morning rush is underway on the Edison Bridge if you're heading into downtown from North Fort Myers. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the cool morning, 80s on the way for this afternoon. Combo of sunshine and clouds. There is a slight chance for a stray shower or two, but most are dry. Breezy weather continues today, tomorrow. Comes down a notch into the weekend where I am expecting a beautiful sunny beach weekend. Enjoy that sunshine. Rain chances are slim to none. Temperatures topping out with a mostly sunny sky in the mid-80s. And then into next week, we started pretty dry, and then some rain chances pop up by late next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Remember, customize and save with Liberty Mutual Insurance Company. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Are you looking for the perfect spot for your retirement? Just add water. Shell Point Retirement Community is located in Fort Myers on the Caloosahatchee River, just minutes from the Gulf of Mexico and Sanibel Island. Enjoy a vibrant waterfront lifestyle with miles of walking and bike trails. For boaters, there's a private marina with free boat docks to keep your boat right at home. Or join your friends on the community boat for cruises to local restaurants and beaches. Shell Point is comprised of 7 neighborhoods with scenic water views. Life slows down on the water as residents enjoy kayaking through hundreds of acres of secluded bird-filled waterways. To learn more about waterfront living at Shell Point, schedule a private appointment or attend one of our weekly group seminars, which include a tour of the community. Call 239-466-1131 or go online to shellpoint.org. Enjoy waterfront living today. It's all here at Shell Point.
The only thing worse than hiring no law firm after your injury is hiring the wrong law firm, and there are so many of them. When thousands of people call us every year asking to help them change law firms and hire us instead, I wonder why they ever called the other firm in the first place. They were smart to switch before it was too late. You only get one day in court. You know who has the resources and results to fight to handle your claim. And the big insurance company on the other side, they know it too. They know us well. You have to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and know when to walk away. Walk our way. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I have some very good news to report. I'm Lois Tomey from Wink, and in the month of February, we invited you to join us on a march to 1 million meals. And join us you did. Wink was able to raise funds to provide more than 1.4 million meals to fight hunger right here in Southwest Florida. As part of the community for over 60 years, Southwest Florida is our home. We live, work, and raise our families here. Thank you for your support in our ongoing mission of feeding families. Wink Feeds Families, a community project of Wink.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live every day. DrewSteele.com is the website. You can go there and watch. It's good for your, it's just a basic little page that works great for your mobile device, your smart device, your computer, if you would like to. And yeah, for the time being, you can go to YouTube and Facebook at Drew Steele Radio to watch as well, wherever you would like. Stimmies for everybody. Who wants a stimmy? Come on, Friday. We got our friend, President Joe Biden, who's not a joke. Not a joke, baby. He's going to sign it, and well, not everybody gets the stimmy. Sorry about that. not everybody's going to get that stimulus, although, the relief that everybody needs from the COVID relief package that really isn't a COVID relief package, because if only 9% or less is going out of the 100 towards relief, then the other 91% is the one that dominates, right? So that's not really relief, because if it's going to other places and other things, well, then how do you call it that? Well, that's how Washington works, at least on the Democrat side. And if you're Nancy Pelosi, you think it's all a joke anyway. Most in the administration think a lot of things are a joke, like Jen Psaki, who was laughing about the idea of kids in cages along the border, but yet we can't have kids in classrooms, although we're told that the kids in the classrooms are okay to have. But somehow it's no, we can't have the kids in the classroom, but we can have the kids in the cages at the border, all together in tight spaces. And Jen Psaki decided to laugh about that. You'll hear the audio for yourself, and we can talk a little bit more about school openings, because this is really, really important, and I want to get to this morning. We are being told a lie by the fake news legacy media. I know.
Breaking news.
A bombshell. I know, it's hard to believe, but maybe you need to sit down. Maybe if you're driving, you need to pull off the road, but I hate to even say this to you right now, but yes, it's true, everybody. It is true that the fake news legacy media is getting ready to tell lies and have been telling lies about school openings and some other things.
I just told them I've got to come over and see the fake news. Let's
go. I got to see the fake news. Let's go. So what about that story? Oh, yeah. Man, there's so much to touch on this morning. I'm just giving you the headlines and giving you the leads right out of the gate. We're told that one of the biggest non-implemented school districts, the LA County School District in Los Angeles, is getting ready to reopen. Everybody, isn't this exciting? It's exciting news. People are standing up, and finally, the kids are getting back to school in LA County. Isn't this great? You see, we told you that it's going to happen. Oh, but then when you actually read into the story about the LA County school districts, the Democrat districts, oh, come on. You're telling us that the Biden administration and others are siding with the unions? That's not true. They're opening up the school districts until you find out and you read in the very fine print. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the same print that's in the LA Times. Guess what? Only 25% of the school is opening. They're only opening a couple of days a week for a couple of hours a week. And they're calling that schools opening up because they want to get you off of the unions and what the Biden administration is doing and favoring unions over kids. The teachers are sitting there in the middle, and I feel so bad for teachers, because here's the thing. Teachers are awesome. Teachers are incredible. Teachers would love to be able to do what they love to do, which is teach. Teach the children. Teach them well. I believe that children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Somebody said that once. But teachers are awesome. All they want to do is teach. And yet they have to have a union that comes along and is telling, no, it's not safe. Come on. When all the evidence would suggest otherwise. And the unions don't give a snot about the kids. Because if they did, then they would teach them and they would understand the ramifications of kids learning from home as opposed to learning in a classroom, and some of the things that are happening, including suicides of children, that is higher than the number of kids who have passed because of COVID. Let that one sink in for a minute. And these are some of the numbers and the concerns that people have. But, you keep faking your fake there, fake news media. You keep doing that. And you wonder why that label has been able to stick for so long, because it's true. So we got a little bit of that. That's coming up. And also, what else? Oh, you heard about Pepe Le Pew and the cancellation of all kinds of things like cartoons and the like, and the culture coming after you, and the wokeness of the woke culture. And listen, everyone knows that the best way to change a society, it is historically proven that the best way to make sure and ensure that we get rid of certain things in our society is by having a small group of individuals cancel and get rid of things and not be able to have you read certain books or watch certain TV shows and getting rid of all of these things and canceling it all out it's a known fact that in history, when that has happened before, that society improved and was better and it was successful. Said nobody ever. It's never happened that way. And yet we're allowing a small group of individuals in this country to dictate what we think, what we do. Well, we don't. You don't. I don't. Somebody's doing it because they keep doing it. All right, let's get to some of the meat here. All right, so here you go. It's a blowout. It's beautiful. What a fantastic thing. Who's excited about the ending of the era of big government? Who said that? Was that Bill Clinton? Or was it? It wasn't Hillary Clinton, right? I mean,
I'm really offended personally.
I didn't say anything. Why is she offended? Okay. Yeah, right. The era of big government is over. Yeah, remember those days? Yeah, that's done. So here we go. Big government, lots of money, $1.9 trillion passed by the House from the Senate, makes its way to the House. The House is like, looks good to us. We'll take the victory. We'll take the L. We'll get to the $15 minimum hour wage at a different point. We'll get rid of your gun, your Second Amendment rights. We'll get to all of that coming up. Don't you worry. We're not done yet. This is the start. And oh boy, is this amazing. We're going to spend all kinds of money that your kids and your grandkids can't afford and don't have and will never have and will never be able to recover from. But it doesn't make a difference because I got mine. And my suggestion yesterday, and I feel bad about this and saying it, but and maybe you disagree, 239-479-5592, and it's this. My concern is that we have a society right now that is being trained up to want that stimmy. I need that money. If we've got something coming, if something happens, whether it's economically speaking, whether it's something that is a disaster that comes in, a natural disaster, or whatever the case may be, from now on, if I can't work, if I can't leave the house, you got to pay me. I got to have my money. Somehow we're going to have to figure this out. And we're just going to find ways to get you money from the government and print this thing into existence and get that money in your hands because precedent says, and we look back at all this money that's coming my way, I'm getting kind of used to this. How many of you are getting used to it? And if I want you to be honest, obviously you can't answer me because I can't hear you. If I'm watching, I can't see you. DrewSteele.com. But be honest with yourself and be honest with me and be honest for just a second in your mind, in your head. You kind of like this, right? Man, I didn't expect that I was going to get this money. I sure could do a lot with this stimmy. The last batch, man, I bought some Bitcoin, went out and paid some bills, or man, I didn't think I could get that gardening done or that yard work done, or I didn't think I'd be able to put that fence up, or I didn't think I'd be able to fill in the blank. And man, it was sweet having that cash, and now I got more on the way, and so now I could start thinking about more money on the way, right? I mean, does it really matter if you're a Republican, Democrat, if you're a liberal, if you're a conservative, whatever? And deep in the bowels of your soul, you kind of like it. You're kind of getting used to it. I mean, I'm just trying to have an honest moment here. And sometimes it's all about, well, everybody else is getting money, so why can't I get money? And man, there is so much complication with this, not the least of which the fact that we have decided in this country that there is no way that we are going to cut anything anymore, that we don't have to. We don't have to cut. We don't have to deal with cutting. We don't even have to think about it anymore. Those days are over. And all we got to do is keep it going. All Republicans voted against it. Democrats voted for it, except for one. Jared Golden, a Democrat from Maine, was the lone Democrat that didn't agree with this. Friday, it looks like Joe Biden's going to sign off on this, and off we go. And what does it mean? There are people that I think somebody put out a calculator so you can see if you're going to qualify for the stimmy and whether you're going to be able to get it. And then ultimately all the other money on the other side. Some of it that's not even going to be spent till 2022. Some of it's not going to be spent until something like 2035. I mean, and this is for schools. They're holding back millions of dollars for school districts. And I read someplace, man, where did I see these numbers? The fact that the millions of dollars, I think it's $157 million being spent on schools, is more money than we spent on reconstruction. The numbers are absolutely unbelievable, astronomical. And we're trying to figure out when we're going to be able to and how we're going to be able to pay it back. Well, listen, we don't have to worry about that because we can spend our way out of this, right? It's going to be just fine. And I'm just reading this now. Just after the House passed the Democrat $1.9 trillion stimulus package, some more stimmies coming your way, right? Joe Biden said yesterday that he's going to unveil the next phase of the U.S. COVID-19 response today. So there's more. We've got more coming up. How much more? And if you're thinking, all right, well, hold on a second. How am I ever going to feel this personally? I was talking to a couple of people yesterday, and they brought up an interesting point. You want to know who's going to be affected most by this stimmy and most by these stimulus packages? Retirees. You're going to be hurt most by this. Now, why do I say that? Because we're going to have inflation in ways that we are not realizing in numbers and in cases that we've never seen before, and no way out. No way out. And what do I mean? As we flood the market with cash, as we flood the marketplace with money, and supposedly a lot of people have money, they have a lot of savings, they're not saving the money. They want to spend the money. We know the kind of spending that was going on during the Trump administration, and we know that there are people that are willing to spend money right now. But what's the thing that we're noticing most of all? Has anybody noticed, and maybe Jay could even answer this, have you noticed there are some things on Amazon or Walmart, wherever you shop, that you can't get? They don't exist. Like you have to wait months to find out or when you're going to get them again. Like, remember the whole issue with bicycles? Remember you couldn't buy a bike? There are certain cameras right now. If you're trying to buy a camera, maybe you're somebody who's live streaming, you want to buy a camera. You can't. There's certain cameras you can't get. They just are not there. Jay can tell you about certain items that he's probably tried to buy, and for the longest time, they're sold out, and you don't know when they're coming back.
Graphics cards, majority of computer parts, peripherals.
Yep. All these things that are being used in large proportion. And other things as well, food items, construction. So what ends up happening? The marketplace gets flooded with cash. When the marketplace gets flooded with cash, you have the cash. What are you going to do with it? You're not saving it. People want to spend it. When they want to spend the money, that means that there's more demand than there is supply. The supply can't keep up. And so all of the prices go shooting through the roof. If you're trying to figure out why inflation is affecting you right now and why we're starting to feel it, that's what it is. Now we've got more money at all different levels of people who have the money and want to spend it. They don't want to save it. There are no savers anymore. There are people that want to spend it. And what happens? All the things in your world go up. Every single thing goes up. It's inflation that's rampant, and there's no way to get out of it because typically you would have interest rates that would go up, and the interest rates would tamp down all the spending, and that's how you get rid of all this runaway inflation. I hope this makes sense. If you're trying to get rid of the inflation, you raise the interest rates. That tamps it down. We've done this throughout our history, and it's a way to kind of calm everything down and get it back to where it's supposed to be. The saving over spending, the ability for people to catch back up again, to bring prices down on these goods so that it doesn't cost so much to do business. And right now, there's nothing in the foreseeable future that's going to be able to stop this. Even if you raise the interest rates, it doesn't appear to anybody as if there's any way to get out of this. Since the Great Depression, the Great Recession that we had in 2008, It's absolutely spiraled out of control. Between that and the pandemic, we are at numbers like we've never seen, and there's no way to snap back. There's no way to snap this thing back and get it to a better place. And so all this money, all this stimmy spending, all the money that's coming from the government, all of the cash that's coming in, not only is it worth less because it's all printed money, but there's so much of it that people want to spend and they can't get these items. All the prices on everything is going up. And who gets hurt the most? Who gets hurt the most? Anybody who's on a fixed income. You have no place to go. I heard economic numbers due to inflation that, what was it like? The inflationary numbers that they're looking at are going to be like 8%. You're going to lose on your money 8% a year due to inflation. If you're on a fixed income, what do? You have no cost of living rise. There's no way to make that money worth more. You're losing 8% every year. So if you're losing that kind of money on a fixed income and inflation goes out of control, what do? And again, these are the consequences. It's not your fault. It's not you that's doing it. It's just understanding that there are consequences to this. This isn't about, hey, I'm so super excited to get my $2,400 so I can go out and get a new set of golf clubs. Those golf clubs may not even be available for you to buy. You can't even get them, and they're going to cost twice as much as they did not too long ago. Right? How many? Go ahead, Jake. I see Jake talking without a microphone on, so I know he's like, preach it. That's what you're talking about. You've probably seen it before.
Yeah.
The kind of price where it gets, you want something, and now it's completely out of reach.
Just like quick example. I bought my graphics card last year around this exact same time last year, right? I paid $100.
Are you on the air right now? Because I don't see the mic on.
Yeah, it's broken.
Oh, okay.
It's $100. I paid $188 for my graphics card.
Yeah,
it sells for $600 right now, brand new.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
It's the demand. I mean, it sounds like, oh, this is no problem. It is a problem. But again, these are the things that we don't think about. And I got to find it because yesterday, and I don't know where I put it, but yesterday I was digging into some of the numbers, and it's ugly. It's really ugly. And then we've got the President of the United States, who's so eloquent. You know, one thing you can't deny about Joe Biden as President of the United States, he is so articulate and elegant when he talks about certain issues when it comes to his administration. And man, take a second and just let this soak in. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to play it now. I'm going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to get to your calls and your thoughts. And maybe I'm off base. Maybe I'm upset about absolutely nothing. Maybe my explanation of inflation is absolutely wrong. Well, good. Well, let's get some scholars and some people on here and let's discuss. Or non-scholars. I'm just trying to... It's for me, it's just about the basics, which seemed like common sense and obvious to me. And I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. 239-479-5592. I'll play the audio of the articulate, the just wonderful Joe Biden talking about the COVID relief package. That's not a COVID relief package, but they make it sound as if it is because you got to do it. And it's just an absolute mess. And then more problems along the border, but an administration that doesn't want to admit it. Everything is fine. Nothing to see here. Move along. Like inflation. Go away. All right, DrewSteele.com, the website. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 FoxNews.com.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Sonic says you can now tip your car hops digitally. The fast food chain updated its mobile app this week for use at 1,000 locations and says it will be company-wide by year's end. The cybersecurity company ESET says at least 10 different hacking groups are using the recently discovered flaws in Microsoft's mail server software against targets around the world. The Business Roundtable says 72% of CEOs from America's largest companies say conditions for their companies have already recovered or will do so by the end end of the year. And the Dow gained 464 points yesterday to close above the 32,000 mark for the first time. That after a key measure of inflation came in lower than expected and eased fears of a rapid rise in interest rates. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
Businesses that run like clockwork establish routines they trust. That's why over 1 million companies rely on Cintas. We'll help you protect employees and customers with essential safety supplies, inspect your fire protection systems and devices, hygienically launder your uniforms, and keep you well-stocked with the leading hand sanitizers and disinfecting wipes. Learn how Cintas can help you open your doors with confidence.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the work.
Hot out today, huh?
You know it.
Glad the AC's working.
No kidding.
What if the AC quit?
Oh, man. Couldn't do a thing inside then.
Too hot.
No way Ashley could do her homework in here.
Hard to concentrate.
Wouldn't even bother trying to study.
Well...
Of course her grades would slip.
Dave.
She could kiss Harvard goodbye.
Dave.
Probably end up homeless. Oh, my little girl.
Dave.
What?
What's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, best case, I make one call, AC's back up and running right away, everything's fine.
That's best?
Oh, sure, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 AC trucks standing by waiting for you to call, loaded with parts, ready to go.
Right now?
Right now.
Huh. Sure is hot out today.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So you're saying...
She can still go to Harvard.
Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
Hey, this is Papa announcing our newest snowbird protection plan. If you leave Florida each year, we can take care of your roof while you are away. If you leave and later discover you have a roof problem, simply notify us and we can fix it while you're gone. We will send you before and after pictures, and you can pay us by credit card. As always, we offer our free tile roof inspection, and if we find needed repairs, we'll make it affordable. We have 2 warehouses filled with the obsolete tiles, and likely we can make a matching replacement to make your roof tile look new and clean. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, we thank all of you for supporting our family business for over 30 years. My sons have adopted my old-fashioned ideas: be honest, do a good job, make the customer happy. Our phone number is easy to remember. It's just 4 numbers, 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 132-6213.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Where are you going to be St. Patrick's Day?
We're bringing back good times and great food.
St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, everything's Irish at Mel's Diner with corned beef and cabbage prepared the old-fashioned way. Boiled slowly in a kettle and served with split pea soup, garden fresh veggies, and potato. All for only $16.99.
I can tell you, Mel's corned beef and cabbage is the real deal.
Take your St. Patrick's Day celebration outside with outdoor dining at Mel's in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Of course, there's dine-in at all Mel's locations, or get your St. Patrick's Day meal to go. The choice is yours.
You can enjoy your St. Patrick's meal with green beer, just $2.99.
This complete dinner is only $16.99. St. Patrick's Day at all Mel's Diner locations. It's the absolute best corned beef and cabbage you've ever had.
I'll be looking for you St. Patrick's Day at Mel's Diner.
Wink News traffic.
Looking at my traffic cams, that Cape Coral traffic is slowing down on Cape Coral Parkway heading east of Coronado towards the Cape Bridge. Also delays on Pine Island. If you're heading west of Santa Barbara towards Skyline, and tap on those brakes. Trafalgar's congested west of Skyline to Chiquita. And if you're heading out to Del Prado, you are in luck. We look great heading north of Cape Coral Parkway all the way to Veterans Parkway. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the cool morning, 80s on the way for this afternoon. Combo of sunshine and clouds. There is a slight chance for a stray shower or two, but most are dry. Breezy weather continues today, tomorrow. Comes down a notch into the weekend, where I am expecting a beautiful sunny beach weekend. Enjoy that sunshine. Rain chances are slim to none. Temperatures topping out with a mostly sunny sky in the mid-80s. And then into next week, we start it pretty dry, and then some rain chances pop up by late next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. I want to tell you that I'm a rocket scientist. But just because I said it, it doesn't make it true. Your air conditioning tech isn't an air quality expert either. I know what it takes to become one because I've had more than 30 credentials in this industry and over 35 years of training to get to be an air quality expert. It's not easy. If you want to buy whatever junk your air conditioning guy is selling you, I'm sure he'll love that fat commission. But if you want the truth from a real air quality expert with real credentials, call me, Fred Kobe, at 239-482-1542. You'll get the truth and nothing but the truth. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949.
With the Diamond District, you get the best of both worlds. Jason and Todd are wholesale diamond brokers selling to the public and jewelry stores across the country at wholesale prices. The Diamond District is also a retail store that you can visit every day and see the largest selection of GIA and Forevermark loose certified diamonds.
It's Drew Steele visiting with my friend TJ, owner of the Floormeisters in Naples. And first of all, TJ, you know how much I love my Core-Tech, my home, my wife. When I bring people over, I kind of brag on the floor. Actually, they brag on it for me. They look and they see how beautiful it is, and the selection you have is amazing. Talk about it.
We have 100 colors of Core-Tech right now that we stock by the pallet, so I can sell it cheaper to you every day than anybody else around. We're getting in, I believe, 10 new colors for their entries for 2021. Usually we go out to Vegas and see it there, but with coronavirus, they brought it to me this time.
So you want to see it for yourself? Go to the Floormeisters. You're going to really love it. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Give them a call. 239-596-4964. 239-596-4964. Or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
The Mega Mall meat sale in Fort Myers and Port Charlotte right now for a limited time. Hurry now. 20 ribeyes for $30. EBT, credit cards, debit cards, all payments accepted. Last chance to compare 5-star steaks to Omaha Steak Box steak deals and save on the ribeyes. 20 ribeyes for $30. Look for the big tent at Edison Mall at the Cleveland Road entrance. Also look for the big truck at the Port Charlotte Town Center in the JCPenney parking lot behind Red Lobster. Also on the big truck, crazy deals on premium steak, pork, seafood, and gourmet chicken breast. Everything must go. It's a truckload meat mania sale. Look for the big tent at the Edison Mall at the Cleveland Road entrance. Also look for the big truck at the Port Charlotte Town Center in the JCPenney parking lot behind Red Lobster. Crazy deals on Kansas City strips, fillets, bacon wrap fillets, mega ribeyes, and get 20 ribeyes for $30. The Mega Mall meat sale going going on now at Edison Mall in Port Charlotte Town Center. Don't wait.
The Florida Conservative PC, in association with the Red Pill Roadshow, proudly welcomes Lieutenant General Michael Flynn Thursday, March 11th for 2 events. The evening event is completely sold out, but tickets still remain for the Veterans Luncheon. For $75, veterans and first responders can enjoy a delicious lunch and an inspirational message from General Flynn. Luncheon tickets for veterans and first responders are available online at thefloridaconservative.com.
Paid for and approved by the Florida Conservative PC, 133 Harbor Drive, Venice, Florida, 34285.
Heard the good news about COVID-19 vaccines? They're here, but you can do more than wait for your turn. Here's how. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with, and it's risky to be indoors with them too. And masks? Well, they protect both the person wearing them and the folks around them. Wear a mask, watch your distance, and make a big difference now.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hey, I got a couple of stories this morning that are non-political stories, but are very interesting that I heard about. And I think the next story that I'm going to talk about after we play this Joe Biden audio and talk a little bit about the stimulus package. That's really okay. Yeah, he's going to sign off on stimmies for almost everybody, and immigration that I think is going to tweak Jake the Millennial and others' interest, and it has to do with hidden treasure, finding gold, and did the FBI steal tons of Civil War gold? It's a fascinating tale. Did you hear about this? Oh, I'm not allowed to say that? Oh, which part? About the FBI stealing it?
Are you sure they stole it?
Well, I'm going to tell you the story. It's really cool. It's a really cool story. I mean, it's conspiracy.
Because I've heard two sides to this story.
All right, so you know what I'm talking about. The Travel Channel, I guess it was on some channel that they were talking about this. All right, well, we're going to get to it. Just okay. Like I said, it's going to pique your interest because I knew if it had to do with something with something stolen, something gold, something on some kind of reality TV show, that Jake is all over it as he's finishing up his meat stick this morning. All right, but before we get to right, aren't you eating a meat stick? Yeah, it's completely done. Show everybody you've completely eaten the package. Oh, the camera's moved. You know, I don't know what Ian does at night. Ian Hicken, Trey's producer, the drive each and every evening.
He breaks stuff and turns.
Is that what he does? Because the camera's completely twisted. Yesterday it was fine, and today it's your camera, not my camera. If you're watching at DrewSteele.com,
he did it on purpose. He probably smacked it.
Yeah, he probably does. He probably moves it around and goes. He's like sinister, like Pepe Le Pew was. The reason why they had to get rid of it from the new Space Jam movie, right? Because any kind of woke cultural cancel cultureisms that we can do. Did you hear about that? Oh, I got so much. All right, let's do this. Come on, stop chasing squirrels. Here we go. You ready? All right, first, let's start with our morning cup of Joe. Joe Biden explaining to everybody how awesome, how incredible this $1.9 trillion worth of your kids' money spent well into the future without any kind of stopping in sight and no cutting of taxes or anything. Oh, no. It's all about the stimmy. And here is the President of the United States articulating how beautiful this is with your morning cup of Joe.
Sit back with your morning cup of Joe.
Not a joke. And I mean that literally, putting patriotism and public health first.
Your companies have been working closely with a man you've both privately and way over bragged about, Jeff Zients. Jeff is in the front row here.
Excuse me? There you go, the incredibly articulate Joe Biden.
A man you've both privately and way over.
What does that mean? What does he say? He's what?
A man you've both privately and way over bragged about.
Yeah, that's the president. Something's not right. Something more. You know it, right, Jake? You've said it. Something's not right. Something's going on here. Now I got the camera better. Okay, finally. There you are. All right. And more people are starting to realize it. Wasn't there a poll? Americans are concerned about President Biden's ability to do the job of commander-in-chief. Near 7 weeks into office without holding a solo conference with the media, Rasmussen released data on Tuesday from polling from March 4th to March 7th, and more than 6 weeks since the inauguration, still hasn't held his first White House press conference. Half of voters worried about his ability to do the job, 52%. Hey, we told you over and over and over and over again. I mean, how many more examples do you possibly need?
All men and women created by you know the thing.
Isn't that enough? No. It's been going on and on, but now you're starting to realize, or at least half the country is. Well, you knew this already. So, yeah. There he is talking about, I don't know what he was talking about when it comes to the COVID relief package that really isn't a COVID relief package. But why don't we do something else? Why don't we have a discussion about the border? Why don't we bring in someone that works for the administration, the seasoned former diplomat, U.S. Ambassador to Mexico, Roberta Jacobson, who is there to articulate what the plan is along the border. Did you hear this yesterday? A White House press conference, press briefing, and some questions being asked about the concerns along the border. There is a crisis on the border. There's an absolute crisis. Everybody knows it. The media knows it. You know it. I know it. It continues to be discussed about the crisis along the border, and there's no way you can hide it anymore. When the Department of Homeland Security told Republican Representative Chip Roy that insiders revealed to him that 11,000 border crossers have been released into the United States in the first 2 months. 2 months of the year since Biden took office. 11,000 border crossers. They're in. And we've talked about the issues of whether or not they had COVID. Some were released COVID positive. Can't have them along the border. Can't do it. The optics can't let them see what's going on along the border. There is an absolute crisis. So how is the administration handling this? Here you go. Here is a little bit of the discussion. I think this was, what was this, Peter Doocy, who was asking the question along the border? And
Madam Ambassador, do you think it's a coincidence that as soon as Trump and his immigration policy were on the way out and Biden and his stated policy were on the way in, this historic surge at the border started?
Yeah, isn't that strange?
Madam Ambassador, do you think it's a coincidence?
Yeah, isn't that strange that it seems like everything was going okay along the border. We had it under control to a degree. We didn't have this crisis along the border. They tried during, 2018? You remember, they tried this, and the former president of the United States was able to tamp this down, the issues along the border, and, of course, building the border wall. And all of this was happening. There was a plan in place. It was working very well. And now all of a sudden the new administration comes in and you see the numbers. You hear about the kids in cages along the border. Well, it's described a little differently. But the 3,500 kids that right now along the border that are all in tight quarters, that's a whole other story. So how does she answer this question? What's happening along the border? What about this? Former administration seems like we didn't have these issues. Now the Biden administration comes in and boom, all of a sudden we have this. What's up with that?
It's that as soon as Trump...
I know, he already said that. All right, let's get to this part.
Well, first of all, one of the things I think is important is we've seen surges before. Surges tend to respond to hope. And there was a significant hope for a more humane policy after 4 years of, pent-up demand. So I don't know whether I would call that a coincidence.
Man, we got to unpack this. Okay, first of all, let's break this down. So this is This is Roberta Jacobson, right? Who is the one who is outlining what's going to be happening and the kind of things that the Biden administration is doing about immigration and the policies along the border and the issues that they're having. And listen to the way it's phrased and listen carefully. So let's break this down.
Well, first of all, one of the things I think is important is we've seen surges before. Surges tend to respond to hope.
She's right, isn't she? When she says that we've seen them before, and the former president was not going to allow this rush along the southern border, was not going to allow this to happen, building border wall, the no catch and release, but deportations taking place. No. It was completely different. And then now, as she describes it, that this happens because there's hope. You're darn right it happens, because the hope is that this administration is going to go back to the old policy of catch and release, the old policy that if you have these migrants moving towards the border, that they're going to allow them to move through. And we're seeing that happen. The 11,000 border crossers in just 2 months. We're seeing these numbers. They exist, right? But go on, listen.
And there was a significant hope for a more humane policy.
A humane policy. Now, trust me, when I play more audio, you're constantly going to hear about the humane policy, because they're trying to paint a picture in the American people's minds that it was the former administration that had kids in cages, and they're the ones that were inhumane, and the horrible things that they were doing to these individuals, which was not happening, and the horrible way that they've been treated, which is not the case. And they're trying to paint this picture that it's humane to allow them to illegally cross our southern border. Questions that still do not get answered. The COVID positive that have been released. The issue of pandemics. If we're in a pandemic, then why are we not locking down just for that reason? The issues of showing others that the southern border once again is porous, and what kind of horrible people would come across that border to do things that I don't even want to describe, but you can possibly imagine, whether it's terrorists or other people that are it's being telegraphed across the world that we are open for business along the southern border if you want to come across. You see the optics and how bad it is, but it's humane. And that's what they're looking at. It's the humane policies. And then she says,
after 4 years of, pent-up demand.
Pent-up demand. Like this is a business. It's a business transaction, everybody. It's pent-up demand. We've demanded, and we've had this pent up for the longest time, and we want to cross that border. And for 4 years, we haven't been able to do it because of the previous administration. And it's pent-up demand, and we need to get over here. And enough is enough. And because of the humane policies of this administration, they're coming. Really? Is that the way you describe it? Yep. And it doesn't matter what you call it. Doesn't matter what you say about the policy, as was asked by a reporter.
Telling them not to come, just to follow up quickly, you're telling them they should not come. Would you describe what's happening on the border as a crisis, given how these numbers are spiking so much week by week?
I think I'm not trying to be cute here, but I think the fact of the matter is we have to do what we do regardless of what anybody calls the situation. And the fact is we are all focused on improving the situation, on changing to a more humane and efficient system. And whatever you call it wouldn't change what we're doing.
You heard it right there. Two things. Whatever you want to call it, doesn't make a difference what you call it. You can call it whatever you would like, but the facts of the matter are that along the border, we have to do something that's more humane. You see, they're going to keep pushing that narrative. Humane. It's humane. That's what it is. The rest of it doesn't make a difference. The things that I described, the issues of being in the middle of a pandemic and having an open border that is so porous that we're having these numbers of individuals that are being released into the United States that are coming to the border, children that are being kept, which looks like by some accounts in cages by this administration, and there is a minimal amount of pushback by the fake news legacy media because the Biden administration has been able to explain this as humane treatment. And it's pent-up demand. It's like a business. 239-479-5592. And all I'm telling you is that always keep an eye on the language, always keep an eye on what this administration is trying to do when it comes to couching the situation, to put it out to the media, because I promise you that there will be people that will regurgitate exactly what she said. You're going to meet people on the left that are going to regurgitate this humane treatment that wasn't there during the previous administration, and we'll skip the rest. 239-479-5592. All right, we got to take a break. Let's do that right now. And when we come back, boy, we got a busy morning. All right. We've got Congressman Byron Donalds, who joins us every Thursday, so he'll be on at 8:05. Lots to talk about with the Stimmies and so much more there in Washington, D.C. I have to get to this gold story, but there's a couple of great articles that I got to read that are not necessary. They're politics, but they're not necessary. They're just great reads. And what about this? Did the FBI steal Civil War gold? Did that happen? It's an interesting, fascinating kind of a cleansing the palate tale coming up, all right? I promise. When we come back, we'll talk about that, all right? For you, Jake. That's your birthday present from yesterday. This is my present for you, is today do a couple of stories that will pique your interest so that you won't be completely checked out before the end of the week. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, DrewSteele.com, the website if you want to watch. Sabrina Katz right there with traffic.
Colonial Boulevard is just packed. If you are heading towards that turn lane to get onto 6 Mile, it is backed up right now. Also, there's a delay building on 82 towards Buckingham Road from Lehigh Acres. If you are on the interstate, we are still good to go, but that morning rush, of course, is underway heading southbound into Collier out of Lee County. In Collier County, Immokalee Road is the problem spot right now. East and westbound congestion building between Logan and Collier Boulevard. Of course, keep this in mind as you're heading to Gulf Coast High. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the cool start, we rebound to 83 degrees for this afternoon. Mixture of sunshine and clouds and breezy. Can't rule out one or two stray showers, but most are dry. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Try it.
Washington Post has discovered how unfair life in America is right in your own backyard. Washington, D.C. is prospering. Population in the district has been growing by leaps and bounds. Some neighborhoods are becoming more affluent by the day. As affluent neighborhoods grow, so do the businesses that support them, like supermarkets. New markets and upscale neighborhoods are targeting foodies with all sorts of exotic items. But over the past 10 years, while supermarkets have multiplied in rich neighborhoods, poor Washington, D.C. neighborhoods have not fared as well. The Post reports that in the poorest neighborhoods, the number of supermarkets have plummeted. A long-standing grocery gap has grown worse. How bad is it? Well, in poor neighborhoods, there are 50,000 people for every grocery store. In the rich areas, there are 10,000 people per store. The rich have more grocery options than the poor. Rich people live in neighborhoods that cater to foodies. Poor people live with food insecurities. Supermarkets in poor neighborhoods have another disadvantage. They've got to make 30% more profit than their rich competitors to offset the cost of shoplifting, security, and high staff turnover. Oh, yeah, that might explain why poor neighborhoods have fewer stores, but that's beside the point. You have to stick to the narrative, which is life in America is unfair because the rich have stolen everything the poor had.
This year marks 20 years since America's darkest day, 9/11. It also marks the start of the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Born from the tragedy, Tunnel to Towers supports the courageous men and women in this country who are willing to die for you and me. The foundation brings hope to heroes and their families when they need it most. When a first responder or military service member doesn't come home and young children are left behind, Tunnel to Towers pays off their mortgage to lift the financial burden and bring their family stability. For catastrophically injured veterans and first responders, Tunnel to Towers builds mortgage-free smart homes, enabling our most severely injured heroes to live more independent lives. 20 years ago, we vowed to never forget. But that commitment requires action. Take action now. Do good in honor of America's heroes who deserve that and so much more. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T2T.org. Help America to never forget. Thank you.
Your home is more important now than ever before.
So when your air conditioner needs maintenance, repair, or replacing, Conditioned Air wants to be your first and only call. The Florida weather can be challenging. When you have a cooling issue, our team is here to resolve it quickly and efficiently. You can be assured of honesty, respect, and our desire to exceed your expectations every single time, and we've been doing that since 1962. Conditioned Air, 1-888-COLD-AIR, or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Hi, it's Kelly and Joseph Edison from Southwest Florida's own Closet Factory.
How do we build the smartest organization solutions in town?
To start, we get to know you on a personal level, which means we know who and what your solution is for.
Then we make it real through old-fashioned craftsmanship and remarkable building technology.
Thousands of organization transformations that create more time, space, and peace every day.
That's how we build it. Let us help you solve your storage need. ClosetFactory.com.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Why wait for so-called one-time refund relief from big insurance companies when you can get the best prices and coverages all day, every day, all year round from Chapman Insurance Group? Hi, this is Brian Chapman, and my team is committed to finding you the most efficient coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Let Naples Shutter enhance your home's beauty and increase its value. From our legendary all-wood plantation shutters made right here in Naples for over 40 years, to luxurious blinds and shades, to the unique island appeal of Bahama shutters, Naples Shutter has you covered with a lifetime guarantee and over 40,000 satisfied customers. Call 239-566-8161 today for a free estimate. That's 239-566-8161 or visit naplesshutter.com.
What a year it's been. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. It was March 11th, 1 year ago.
COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
And days after that World Health Organization declaration came the shutdowns and the lockdowns. The total number of coronavirus cases is now at 118 million globally, with 529,000 deaths in the U.S. We'll hear from President Biden tonight. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, in his first national address since Inauguration Day, President Biden is expected to acknowledge the hardships of Americans during pandemic-related shutdowns.
The president believes it is important to take a look back of the journey the American people have been on, the sacrifices that have been made, the lives that have been lost.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says the president will also discuss the path forward out of the crisis. Watch for the president to also tout progress on vaccines and the passage of the American Rescue Plan. The speech is set to air at 8 p.m. Eastern. Dave?
Well, Rachel, tomorrow the president will sign that $1.9 trillion COVID financial aid bill.
We have passed historic, consequential, and transformative legislation.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says middle and lower income families will benefit from $1,400 stimulus checks, extended unemployment insurance, and child tax credits. as well as money for vaccine distribution and $300 billion for state and local governments.
Fox's Jared Halpern, not a single Republican voted for the bill.
It just throws out money without accountability.
House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy says it was too big and most of it was not COVID-related spending. The Royals are very much not a racist family. That's what Prince William said today, responding to the allegation his brother Prince Harry made along with American wife Meghan Markle, alleging someone in the family, unnamed, told them there's concern about their child's skin color since Meghan's biracial. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
Colonial Boulevard is just packed. If you are heading towards that turn lane to get onto 6 Mile, it is backed up right now. Also, there's a delay building on 82 towards Buckingham Road from Lehigh Acres. If you are on the interstate, we are still good to go, but that morning rush, of course, is underway heading southbound into Collier out of Lee County. In Collier County, Immokalee Road is the problem spot right now. East and westbound congestion building between Logan and Collier Boulevard. Of course, keep this in mind as you're heading to Gulf Coast High. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the cool morning, 80s on the way for this afternoon. Combo of sunshine and clouds. There is a slight chance for a stray shower or two, but most are dry. Breezy weather continues today, tomorrow. Comes down a notch into the weekend where I am expecting a beautiful sunny beach weekend. Enjoy that sunshine. Rain chances are slim to none. Temperatures topping out with a mostly sunny sky in the mid-80s. And then into next week, we started pretty dry, and then some rain chances pop up by late next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed. Mornings with Drew Steve.
92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station. 92.5 Fox News.
NCH Heart Institute is home to the most experienced and most dedicated team of physicians and nurses in Southwest Florida. Over the past 30 years, NCH Heart Institute has mastered the quality, the care, and the holistic patient experience that can only be found within a nationally ranked heart institute. Caring for a patient, mind, heart, and body. That's the cornerstone of our critical care team, which ranks in the top 2% of all hospitals in America.
NCH Heart Institute, at the heart of what matters most.
Did you know that King Roofing has expert dedicated repair crews to troubleshoot roof problems? They can fix everything from tree damage to broken tiles and, of course, roof leaks. Do you have a leak or water stains or tile damage? Call King Roofing, a roofing company with the right team to repair it. King Roofing, experienced in roof repair for over 40 years.
License number CCC 057279.
Every castle deserves a king.
No payments till after summer at Rockstar Harley on any new Harley this week. Annual percentage rates such as 1.99% and no payments until after summer on any new Harley at Rockstar Harley now through Sunday.
No payments for 120 days. No interest for 90 days with approved credit.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. All law firms are not the same. Some have the financial resources to fight corporate giants and insurance companies. Some may be struggling just to pay rent. Some are feared by the insurance industry because of their trial results and settlements. Others are just a joke. How would you know? Ask these questions. Visit their websites. Talk to judges and other lawyers. This is your life and your case. You only get one shot. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's Adam Botana again from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, the only family-owned and operated boat club in Southwest Florida. And when it comes to members to boat ratio, bottom line, we have the best fleet and availability at any boat club in the area. Fishing, cruising, water sports, Baywater will get you set up. Want to keep the boat overnight? Want to let the kids use the membership? At Baywater, anything is possible. This weekend, we are having our 15th anniversary open house. We'd love for you to come by, have some lunch, and check out the club. And if you join this weekend, special pricing. No dues for 3 months. Right, no dues for 3 months. Stop by and see the Baywater difference. Call me, Adam Botana, at 239-495-0455. That's 495-0455. One more time, that's 495-0455, or find us online at bwboatclub.com or Google Baywater Boat Club. the exclusive club of Southwest Florida.
I have some very good news to report. I'm Lois Tomey from Wink, and in the month of February, we invited you to join us on a march to 1 million meals. And join us you did. Wink was able to raise funds to provide more than 1.4 million meals to fight hunger right here in Southwest Florida. As part of the community for over 60 years, Southwest Florida is our home. We live, work, and raise our families here. Thank you for your support in our ongoing mission of feeding families. Wink Feeds Families, a community project of Wink.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. There's the talk and text line. Streaming live. DrewSteele.com is the website. You can watch right there. It's mobile friendly. It's great for your phone, great for your mobile device, your computer. You can watch there. And yes, YouTube and Facebook, we're still there. It's fine. At Drew Steele Radio. For the time being, yeah. Okay. GOP senators back a vote-by-mail overhaul here in the state of Florida. And, Nikki Fried is not having any part of it. Nikki Fried, who wants to be the next governor of the state of Florida. And the only elected Democrat there in Tallahassee is part of the governor's cabinet. And, boy, she's upset about this. It's right. And I love how they described it in Florida politics, despite applauding the election process in 2020. Because, that's what Republicans do. They talk about how great the election process went in the state of Florida. But even though, they're bad, they're evil, you know how Republicans are in the state of Florida. They're just out to destroy this state. There's not one single thing that a Republican has ever done in the state of Florida that is a positive. I mean, it's out. I go on. Despite applauding the election process in 2020, Senate Republicans are moving forward with changes to the vote-by-mail process. We might have questions about voting by mail, right? There's a lot of questions that come up. There's a lot of questions that have come up with the federal government wanting to take over the process that states constitutionally have to control the voting in their states. But no. You got people like Nancy Pelosi and others
bowl of doggy do
who would love nothing more than to come along and be able to control that from a federal level, including the vote-by-mail ballot issue and getting tons and tons of drop-off boxes so that people can go right to their local drop-off box and be able to drop that ballot right in. No problem there. Nothing could possibly go wrong. I'm not a person that likes to wait for a big problem, the bill's sponsor, Senator Dennis Baxley, said. I'm all about staying ahead of whatever problems could develop. Now, I'll agree with that statement because how many times have I mentioned that there are things that we have going on in Tallahassee? We're in session right now. We've been talking about some of the bills. We had Representative Bob Rommel on at the beginning of the week. We've had others come on to talk about some of the things, Ray Rodriguez and Spencer Roach and others coming on the program to be able to talk about the concerns that they have and we all have here in Southwest Florida about bills getting through and in session and things that will protect us here and protect our liberty, protect our freedom, protect us here in Southwest Florida, and concerns about water quality, and we get all of that. But certainly there are powers that the governor has, whether it's for example, something that we have brought up that I'm concerned about is these executive powers, these emergency powers, of the governor, that at certain times of crisis, that if you've got the wrong person there in Tallahassee, you never know what's going to happen and what kind of control they're going to take of the state of Florida. And that's why you want to get ahead of things. Does that make sense? That if Andrew Gillum were the governor of the state of Florida in 2018 and we had this pandemic hit us here globally and then in the state of Florida, can you imagine what kind of situation we would be in if that were the case? And when you have emergency powers that give you the power to do a whole lot as a governor, I would like to get ahead of that. And so even with situations like mail-in ballots and what could possibly happen down the road if people were to, win and want to tweak different things here in the state. I don't see anything wrong with that. The governor is offering support for this legislation, banning ballot drop boxes. Mail it in or just drop it off, but to just leave a drop box there that's not attended. I didn't even know that this had been in the law. And when I found out, I said, that's a problem. Ballot harvesting, all that. You got to watch out for that, the governor said. Ballot harvesting, right? The idea that you're going to have a third party, maybe a nonpartisan group of individuals, like the no party, the nonpartisan races that we have in Southwest Florida. Because, when you have school boards and somebody says it's a nonpartisan race, you can be guaranteed that not only can't you ask about it, but if they tell you they're a Republican or conservative, you can believe it. So it's the Senate Bill 90. Is that what it is? Okay. Anyway, just want to let you know what Nikki Fried thinks about it real quick. Quote, adding roadblocks to mail ballots and banning. We got to have some kind of dramatic music. Where is that? Didn't we have that recently? Did we have some kind of dramatic music that we made? Man, we did. All right, never mind. I thought I had it up, but we don't. Okay, I'll just do this one. Here you go. Nikki Fried letting everybody know. Adding roadblocks to mail ballots and banning ballot drop boxes will confuse and disenfranchise millions of voters. It's clear that Florida Republicans' latest voter suppression scheme, which is opposed by county election officials, is designed to silence the collective voices of millions. I'll just stop talking there for a second. That's the agriculture commissioner. And there's some fruit you got to check on. Sorry, that's not very nice. Don't be like me, kids. Just don't. That was really rude. But anyway, the point is, confuse and disenfranchise. Really? I mean, if we explain what we're doing, and are you suggesting that there are some people who would be confused and disenfranchised if we actually explain to them the process to which they have to, show up to a polling location, or how the mail-in balloting works, and even voter ID, how simple that is? And are we suggesting that there are people that just are not going to get it? Millions of people, really? I don't think so. I don't look at anybody that way. I think it's something that you can explain pretty straightforward. But that's what the left does. So I'm just putting that out there. So a little bit of Florida news for you. It's GOP senators backing a vote-by-mail overhaul that, according to Florida politics, the left-leading Florida politics, it is just, it's bad. It's just, it's not breaking news. It's more like, we need Nikki Fried. All right, 239-479-5592. Now, I promised Jake the Millennial hello? Okay, I'm just making sure he's up. I'm just teasing. That's not really nice. You were fine. You're paying attention. I'm making believe like you don't pay attention, but you do. That's not really nice. See, now, and then people get upset with you and they think you're not doing your job, but you are. So it's a joke. I'm just joking. All right, are you ready? Here's your story, Jake. This is the one you've been waiting for all morning. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, he's ready. Doesn't sound like it. A little bit of a delay there on your excitement. All right, here we go. Did the FBI steal tons of Civil War gold? Now, this story's been out there, and it was Jazz Shaw at Hot Air who wrote the story and talked about this. It's an odd story, and I guess it's been going on for a while, and you knew about this story, Jake. Is that right? So there's an interesting ending, or sort of ending to this story. So in the 1860s, follow this story. Legend had it that a wagon full of gold bullion, it was either stolen or it just went missing. Something happened, and it was in western Pennsylvania. So the shipment was supposedly on its way to the Philadelphia Mint, but it never got there. And it led to a bunch of treasure hunters trying to figure out if it exists and have been combing the western Philadelphia woods to try to find it. The amount of gold was rumored to be between 7 and 9 tons. So it's about hundreds of millions of dollars, right? But nobody's been able to find it. So in 2018, this father and son team come together. They co-own a treasure hunting outfit. How fun is that? How fun. Could you imagine growing up and your dad's a treasure hunter and that's what you get to do? It's almost like a movie. It's almost like you could make a movie about a dad who who's a treasure hunter, and the son is a treasure hunter too, and together they go hunt treasure. It's not like that's ever happened before in a movie, has it? Wasn't that Indiana Jones? Wasn't the third Indiana Jones movie all about his dad because his dad was a treasure hunter too? Wasn't that the whole? You don't even know who Harrison Ford is.
I mean, he's a Star Wars guy.
He's a Star Wars guy. He's a Star Wars guy. Okay. Are you still following the story? I thought you knew a little bit about this story. No?
Yeah, but it's more or less folklore that I've heard since I was a kid.
All right, so here we go. So is this exciting you at all? Are you intrigued? Is there any intrigue here?
I mean, yeah, most definitely.
All right. So they have a treasure hunting outfit called Finders Keepers, and they're investigating this area of Elks County, I guess. It's called Dents Run. And they had this sophisticated metal detector, and they're trying to locate something. And they located what seemed to be this huge hit of something that was metallic. But the site sits on state land. So they had to get permission. So they contact the FBI and they're like, hey, listen, I think we've got something here. And they tell them the story. And so the FBI hires an environmental survey with some kind of gravimeter or something to search the area. And they confirm that through the FBI, they confirm that there's this large metallic mass under the ground. So they go to the FBI and the FBI is like, yeah, we checked it out and there's something here. So in March, the FBI goes in there with shovels of 2018. They go in with shovels. They're excavating the whole area and they begin digging. And the father and son team is like, hey, we were the ones that made the arrangement. Can we kind of observe what you're doing? And they're like, yeah, of course. No problem. So the next day they go out to observe what they're doing. And the FBI's like, yeah, you got to get back in the car. You can't come over here. And so then they're like, okay, now can we go? And the agents are like, oh yeah, come on, we're going to show you. And they're like, all right. And they go, it's just a big empty hole. There's nothing there. It's a giant empty hole. But the people around were like, hey, we saw a large number of FBI vehicles and earth-moving equipment, dump trucks, backhoes, going back and forth through the area. And it was at night when supposedly they weren't supposed to be digging at night, but the FBI was there digging at night. And so I say all of this because now they did a FOIA request. So Freedom of Information Act, right? They want a FOIA request. We want the dirt. See what I did there? We want the dirt. That's not what but we want the scoop. I'm sorry. See what I did there? We want to get down to the bottom of this. See what I did? I'm sorry. All right. So we just want the information. So they go to they go to the feds, right? And they get through a court order some of the emails on the subject. And it sounds a lot like they found something. Those documents, which was provided to the Associated Press in this story, show that federal law enforcement was indeed after buried treasure. Quote, we believe the cache itself is in the neighborhood of 3 by 5 by 8 feet to 5 by 5 by 8. Wrote K.T. Newton, an assistant U.S. attorney in Philadelphia, in a 2018 email marked confidential. They're still pursuing government material on the case, 2,400 pages as well as video files. It's all sealed. And so they're like, well, wait a minute. If it was a big empty hole and you didn't find anything, why is it sealed? Why can't you show us the video and tell us more about what you found? So we're still trying to find out whether or not the FBI stole the gold from the Civil War. Would that be, you don't believe it? I think it was
they took it.
It's a fascinating. Do you think they took
100% they took it.
100% they took it.
Don't call the FBI next time you find a large mass of metal.
So kids, you learned a valuable lesson. Never call the FBI for anything because they're just going to steal your junk. That's all there is to it. That's not really nice. But I just thought it was a fascinating story, and they're still trying to get the rest of it unsealed. But it is bizarre how, when you're looking for government or people to be transparent in life, it's real simple. Here's my documents. Here's my driver's license, officer. Here's my stuff. Here you go. I got nothing to hide. Everything's fine. There's nothing to see here. And okay, you're right. Good for you. All right, go on your merry way. And then you have the FBI that's like, yeah, we can't show you what's in here. It's sealed. It's a sealed hole with nothing in it. It's just odd. Which can you imagine? And they did this crazy thing where they're like, well, we had to seal it because I guess it was a cultural heritage site. So the reason why they were digging in, they said that they can't seal it, is because it was a cultural heritage site, and so we didn't want to disturb anything. Well, the guys are like, well, hold on a second. If it's a cultural heritage site, wouldn't you have archaeologists? I mean, we're talking about something for the Civil War. Wouldn't you be gentle? You go in with backhoes. It's like, hey, I think we found the hidden tomb of somebody back in Egypt. Let's take a backhoe and just go in there and dig a giant hole. Who does that? So it's just odd. But I think it's a cool story. And that's it.
I just see them like walking away with the big bags from the cartoons with the money sign on them, just like greedily running away.
Is that what it is? With a mustache like Dastardly Doolittle or whatever that guy's name was from that cartoon. Oh, man. And speaking of cartoons, I hate to make this day all about stories that aren't heavy into politics and digging into some of the stories of the day. And I'll touch on some of the bigger stories. We'll get to the schools and the media telling us that they're going to open up schools just to cover for the unions. It's really disgusting what they're doing. And it's not true. It's a big lie, as you expect from the fake news, legacy media lying to you. So we'll get to that. We'll get to more of the stimmies that you're going to get. Most of you are going to get stimmy money. And how all of that outrageous spending and your kids and your grandkids, hey, forget about them. Whatever. Let them. They'll fend for themselves. Listen, at the end of the day, we got ours. And the issues along the border. We'll touch on all of this. But there's another great read I have to talk about today. I can't wait. Can't wait till tomorrow. John Nolte in Breitbart has a great article on the whole canceling now of Pepe Le Pew. Did you hear about that? Space Jam 2. We got to get rid of Pepe Le Pew. Do you know who Pepe Le Pew is? And I guess it's because they wanted to get rid of Pepe Le Pew because, oh gosh, what was the reason again? Oh, because it promotes rape culture. Did you know that? It normalizes rape culture. Hey, I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to use the word normal anymore. There's a story on that too. But it's a great point that John Nolte in Breitbart made about if you really examine the cartoons of our childhood, you come to realize that the stories that they told were actually teaching young boys to not do the things that you're suggesting that we have to get rid of these characters to stop from happening. The reason why these characters existed in these cartoons was to promote and to show young boys and young kids to not be like these characters, and yet they flipped it on its head. It's an amazing read, and it's spot on. So we're going to get to that coming up.
Cartoons are real life. We have to take them seriously.
Yeah, every single one of them. It's true. All right. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
The new administration has big plans for healthcare. Changes are coming that could limit your choice and make your health insurance premiums even higher. Tim Cooper at Health Plan Network recently saved a family of 4 in the Fort Myers area $600 per month. Act now. Protect yourself and your family with a superior health plan that cannot be canceled. This is a nationwide PPO plan, which allows you to pick your doctors and hospital. Start saving 30 to 60% now. If you are on Obamacare, not insured, or on COBRA, you can log into a private health plan managed by you, not the government. Call Tim Cooper, an expert with 24 years experience, at 239-368-6712. That's 239-368-6712. Online at healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
True relief for back and neck pain. Are you driving down the road right now with back or neck pain or pain into your arms or legs? Maybe your struggle is getting out of your bed or chair. Maybe you get weakness when you put weight on your leg or swing your golf club. It's time you address this problem once and for all. At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, these are the conditions that we treat every day, except we treat the root of the problem. No injections or pain meds. Non-surgical spinal decompression, recognized around the country for incredible statistical results for long-term pain relief. Break the cycle of pain from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, arthritis, or car accidents. Non-surgical spinal decompression can get your life back. Spinal decompression is safe and comfortable for any age and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. Don't hurt anymore when the answer is only a phone call away. Call our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Where are you going to be St. Patrick's Day?
We're bringing back good times and great food.
St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, everything's Irish at Mel's Diner with corned beef and cabbage prepared the old-fashioned way. Boiled slowly in a kettle and served with split-pea soup, garden fresh veggies, and potato. All for only $16.99.
I can tell you, Mel's corned beef and cabbage is the real deal.
Take your St. Patrick's Day celebration outside with outdoor dining at Mel's in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Of course, there's dine-in at all Mel's locations, or get your St. Patrick's Day meal to go. The choice is yours.
You can enjoy your St. Patrick's meal with green beer, just $2.99.
This complete dinner is only $16.99. St. Patrick's Day at all Mel's Diner locations. It's the absolute best corned beef and cabbage you've ever had.
I'll be looking for you St. Patrick's Day at Mel's Diner.
The Mega Mall Meat Sale in Fort Myers and Port Charlotte right now for a limited time. Hurry now. 20 ribeyes for $30. EBT, credit cards, debit cards, all payments accepted. Last chance to compare 5-star steaks to Omaha Steak Box Steak deals and save on the ribeyes. 20 ribeyes for $30. Look for the big tent at Edison Mall at the Cleveland Road entrance. Also look for the big truck at the Port Charlotte Town Center in the JCPenney parking lot behind Red Lobster. Also on the big truck, crazy deals on premium steak, pork, seafood, and gourmet chicken breast. Everything must go. It's a truckload meat mania sale. Look for the big tent at the Edison Mall at the Cleveland Road entrance. Also look for the big truck at the Port Charlotte Town Center in the JCPenney parking lot behind Red Lobster. Crazy deals on Kansas City strips, fillets, bacon wrap fillets, mega ribeyes, and get 20 ribeyes for $30. The Mega Mall Meat Sale going on now at Edison Mall in Port Charlotte Town Center. Don't wait.
Hi, this is Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows in North Fort Myers, and Storm Shield wants you to be prepared for the upcoming season. Global Weather Oscillations, an organization that predicts storms and hurricanes, has just been cited as the most accurate in storm forecasting by the media. Professor David Dilley, senior forecaster for Global Weather Oscillations, says that GWO's Climate Pulse technology model indicates that some regions of the United States have entered or will be entering the most dangerous hurricane landfall cycle in 70 years.
The experience with their product was great. We went through the storm. We didn't have to rush around and get plywood. We didn't have to put up shutters. It wasn't loud. It wasn't scary. There was no noise at all. We could see outside the whole time. We felt safe, and I just can't thank Storm Shield enough for the quality of their product and the peace of mind and security that it gave my family and me through the storm.
Enjoy the peace of mind, safety, and security that Storm Shield Hurricane Windows and Doors will add to your home. Call Storm Shield for a free in-home estimate today at 239-491-7002. 491-7002.
License number CGCEA 60475.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
Colonial Boulevard is just packed. If you are heading towards that turn lane to get onto 6 Mile, it is backed up right now. Also, there's a delay building on 82 towards Buckingham Road from Lehigh Acres. If you are on the interstate, we are still good to go, but that morning rush, of course, is underway heading southbound into Collier out of Lee County. In Collier County, Immokalee Road is the problem spot right now. East and westbound congestion building between Logan and Collier Boulevard. Of course, keep this in mind as you're heading to Gulf Coast High. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the cool morning, 80s on the way for this afternoon. Combo of sunshine and clouds. There is a slight chance for a stray shower or two, but most are dry. Breezy weather continues today, tomorrow. Comes down a notch into the weekend, where I am expecting a beautiful sunny beach weekend. Enjoy that sunshine. Rain chances at slim to none. Temperatures topping out with a mostly sunny sky in the mid-80s. And then into next week, we start it pretty dry, and then some rain chances pop up by late next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Always on time, or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
I have some very good news to report. I'm Lois Tomey from Wink, and in the month of February, we invited you to join us on a march to 1 million meals. And join us you did. Wink was able to raise funds to provide more than 1.4 million meals to fight hunger right here in Southwest Florida. As part of the community for over 60 years, Southwest Florida is our home. We live, work, and raise our families here. Thank you for your support in our ongoing mission of feeding families. Wink Feeds Families, a community project of Wink.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you were injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
What's that switch in your kitchen do?
Nothing. Flick it on, off, nothing happens.
Weird.
Now, if it would turn on the overhead fan, that would be cool. Can't get that to work either.
Frustrating.
You know, this is what's wrong with humanity. We think we got it all figured out, but we don't even know what the switch is supposed to do.
Dave.
Think we can build a spaceship that takes us to Mars when we can't even get a switch to work?
Hey, Dave.
I swear, we're never gonna leave this solar system. We'll be stuck on this planet forever until we all go extinct.
Dave, what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Well, I make a call, someone comes and connects that switch to something, like maybe that overhead fan.
That's Best?
Well, sure, but...
That's Best. Best Home Services. They have 4 electricians and 4 trucks right now waiting for your call. They'd have that switch looked after in no time.
Well, I feel a bit silly now.
GetBest.com.
When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So maybe...
Maybe we can go to Mars.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Welcome to McDonald's. We're currently serving a limited menu, so please review the menu before ordering. Let me know what I can get for you.
Can I get 2 medium Oreo McFlurries?
All right. Would you like anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Your total will be $6.58. Please pull forward.
In case you're wondering what that is, a McDonald's in Chicago is using AI to take drive-through orders, and probably the biggest story right there as you're listening to that clip of the actual AI and a customer is a McFlurry, 2 McFlurries are $6.38. How much? How much is a McFlurry? Holy moly. I had no idea. It shows you how much I go to fast food. Two McFlurries are over $6?
You guys actually get McFlurries? Every time I go, the ice cream machine doesn't work. So.
Is that right? It never works for you? I have no idea, but $6 for 2. Okay, anyway, that's not the story. The story is, hey, how many people love $15 an hour minimum wage? How many people like the idea that we got to pay people more money and that nothing is going to happen when it comes to anything you would be concerned about with people losing their jobs or businesses saying, hey, we can't afford to do this. We're going to have to make some changes. And it could actually be AI. Yeah, you're going to see a whole lot more than, I mean, what else could they do in a fast food restaurant? If you've got AI and they're answering to take the order, and then they've got, don't they have robotic machines that flip the burgers and make everything? Isn't that possible at this point? So you'll have one person in the restaurant surrounded by robots that'll be cooking and cutting and doing everything else. And all you have to do is make sure that they don't break down. And if anything has to get out to the door, just get it out to the door. Right? I mean, I think even back in the day, and I wonder how many of you remember this, 239-479-5592. There's somebody that will remember what I'm about to tell them. Even back in the day in New York when I was growing up and they had some of the automats. Have you heard of an automat? So an automat was kind of the AI of the day. I want to say, or somebody will help me. Somebody will call. Watch, 239-479-5592. So an automat was, you would have hot food. Imagine you go up to a wall and there's all these little windows, right? And it's filled with hot food choices, burgers, spaghetti, all these different things. And you put the money in and you push a button, which one you want, and it opens the door. And on the other side was, you pull out a hot, like, burger or whatever. It's called an automat. So it was, and obviously on the backside with people feeding in the food into these automats. I'm kind of making it simplistic. I'm not sure if that's exactly the way it went down, but why don't we just do that? Why don't we just have, instead of even tear down the building and just put up a big wall of just a cube. That's like an automat. On the outside, you just go in there, you flip the money in, and that's it. One person that just keeps feeding the hot food and just push the microwave. There you go. I'm just telling you this because, well, I don't know. Is it really fair to say that? I mean, we don't have any examples of businesses anywhere around the country that are doing what they have to do when it comes to raising the wages there in their business, being demanded by a government that they would make drastic changes like AI. Even better than this, you can't even give me an example of raising a wage and a business was completely shut down. I mean, that doesn't happen, so you don't even have to worry.
Breaking news.
A bombshell. Oh, wait, this is a bombshell breaking news. Sorry, I don't want to over-abuse that, but Hey, I don't know if you heard this story. 3 grocery stores in LA have announced that they're going to be shutting their doors permanently due to what? The excess cost of hazard pay mandates to their workers. The requirements order the grocery stores to pay a higher wage to employees. It created a financial burden for 2 Ralph's stores and 1 Food for Less store in the LA area. And guess what they did? They shut down the supermarkets completely. The LA City Council voted to mandate that larger grocers and drugstores pay an extra $5 an hour to workers for the next 4 months. Kroger said that with the new pay bumps in effect, they couldn't pay. It was going to cost $20 million for 4 months. They couldn't do that. So in light of the new ruling, it's financially unsustainable. And what did they do? Did they pay the workers $5 an hour more and keep the businesses open? Nope, they shut them. They shut them down. 2 Ralphs, one on West Pico and one on West Lawson, and Food for Less on West Sunset. I actually have been to the Ralphs on West Pico back in the day, but I'm just telling you. We have all of these examples, and yet we're told and this won't happen. We don't do this. This is work within margins, and you can't just indiscriminately raise wages or raise costs due to mandates and expect that the businesses are going to go, okay, I'll just take it out of my pocket. They don't have a pocket to take it out of. There's a margin for the business. It only can do it and spend a certain amount of money and be able to afford to pay employees a certain amount. Otherwise, it's not sustainable. But yeah, you keep doing you. All right, Ann, what were you talking about? Is it the automat?
Yep, the automat. I was a little girl in Philadelphia, and it was called Horn and Hardart. And it was a big deal. My mom we would ride down on the bus down Broad Street into Philadelphia, go to Horn and Hardart. There'd be a wall of food in these little windows, and you press a button and pull your plate out. You'd have all these multiple choices. And then we'd go over to Wanamaker's and watch the Fountain and Light show. It was a big deal.
Ah, see how cool that is? That's a great memory. That's what we have to do. So we just have to get rid of all the fast food restaurants and just put back up automats. I think that would be cool.
Maybe. Then we wouldn't have any jobs for anybody.
Oh, well, we're not going to have jobs anyway. We got $15 an hour minimum wage coming. You think we're going to lose all of these jobs? But no, it's so.
Right. I'm waiting for basic.
You're waiting for what?
Basic.
A basic. Okay. Yeah. All right, Ann. Thanks for the call. I appreciate
take care.
All right, there she goes. See, good memories. All right, 239-479-5592. What else do we have going on? We've got a little more on the border, a little more audio from what's happening along the border. Nothing to see here. We have an official with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, that would be ICE, saying that the Biden administration is not, in fact, ending quote-unquote family detentions at the U.S. border, despite administration claims to the contrary. Really? Both the Department of Homeland Security and the White House said that the Biden administration is aiming to end so-called family detentions.
Not a joke.
Where groups of asylum seekers and other migrants who cross the United States-Mexico border illegally are held for up to 3 weeks. But an official with ICE told the network, still dozens of families in U.S. custody, no plans to end the practice. So nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Move along. You can even ask some Biden officials. Actually, you could even ask Jen Psaki. Why don't we ask Jen Psaki what's going on with some issues along the border? Let's find out more from Jen Psaki about the issues with kids in cages, or how about not even kids in cages? We don't want to do that. We don't want to use that kind of language. That's the left's language against a former president, because it's fake news, and that's how that goes.
I just told him I've got to come over and see the fake news.
Let's go. Let's see the fake news. Well, here you go. Here's Peter Doocy asking a very logical question of Jen Psaki when it comes to the kids on the border and tight spaces, and we're concerned about a pandemic, and there's nothing going on with schools. As a matter of fact, schools are starting to open up, and well, are they? And well, there's a little bit of confusion here with schools being open and being together, or not being able to be open, but kids on the border, and they're in tight spaces, and they can be together. And how does that work, Jen Psaki? Oh, wait a minute, we need the Psaki song.
I hate to disappoint you, but I will have to circle back with you on that as well. Circle back? Circle back?
All right, here she is.
Since they are not all back, from an administration position or from your perspective, have the Border Patrol unions and the HHS unions been easier to work with than the teachers' unions?
Yeah, so this is Peter Doocy talking about the schools, and look, they're not all back yet. And so is it easier to work with the border and the unions along the border and having kids in tight quarters than it is working with the teachers' unions who will not allow, Joe Biden, get those kids back in school. And the teachers' union is like, no, we can't do it unless we have lots of money and lots of changes that we want that we wouldn't otherwise get, but we're going to take advantage of a pandemic. And the Biden administration is like, I don't see anything. So what does Jen Psaki say?
I think that's a little bit of mixing different circumstances. I would say that...
It's children all in tight quarters. I mean, a classroom, but
not quite.
Not funny.
Okay, so he says it's not funny. Jen Psaki, you can't see the video, but if you could, she just starts laughing. Like this is a joke. Like it's funny, and good for him for saying it's not a joke. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. You've got schools that we're told need to be open. The administration is saying, open them up. Come on, the CDC, everybody, open up the schools. Let's go. And you have teachers unions that are saying, no, we're not going to allow these schools to be open. The teachers want to go back and they can't go back. And the unions are holding them back and telling them stories about how dangerous it is when the evidence is not there to say that it's a dangerous place to be. And yet it's because the kids can't be in close quarters. Well, you have the kids in close quarters along the border, but that's a joke somehow. How dare you make that comparison? And again, I can't emphasize this enough. There are a couple of things that are going on here that are typical. It's the usual fake news legacy media outlets all across the country, from local to state to national, who all regurgitate all the lies. We're being told that school districts are starting to open up. Hey, don't you worry about it. You're hearing Drew Steele talk about teachers' unions. No. The unions are not in control. We're in control. And guess what? The school districts are starting to open up across the country. I'm not talking about Florida, but I'm talking about other places where this is a news item, where this is really important because kids need to get back in school. The Biden administration said they should be. And guess what? We have districts like the LA school district. You better believe it. Middle and high schools in LA County could be eligible to be open within days. Everybody. It's back. School is back. And in one of the biggest school districts in the country that has yet to have their kids back in school full time. You better believe it. Middle and high schools in LA County, they're reopening within days until you read down in the article that nobody does that. Nope. The headline's there. That's all you need to know. And then you go in the article and you read the article, and guess what? That's not what's happening. For those schools that do reopen, they'll need to follow strict guidelines, and only 25% of the total student body is allowed on campus at any given time. They're not opening the schools. They're only opening the schools 2 days a week for a couple of hours a week. 25% of the total student bodies allowed in, the rest are not. And for those liberals that can't do math, 75% is more than 25%. And it's not 100%. They're lying. They're doing this and they're putting this out there because you're going to have local, state, and national media that's going to regurgitate how awful we are for saying that the teachers' unions are stopping this from happening. But they're saying it because they're protecting the unions because they want the story to go away, because they want to make it seem as if they're going back, and they're not. It's a big fat lie, and it stinks. It stinks that that's what's happening. And again, I brought this up yesterday. The doctors that were part of the CDC's plan and information that was put out there about kids going back to school, the doctors were very upset with the CDC because they left out big chunks of information from the doctors that were part of the plan, the major studies. That was the work that was cited by the CDC. These doctors get together, they put together a report. The CDC cherry-picked certain items out of that report, but left some critical issues out, misrepresenting the data. The doctors got together and said that they were misrepresenting the information. And again, the fact that Transmission rates in schools are shockingly low. And one of the big ones was a Wisconsin community where the test positivity rate reached more than 40%, but among nearly 5,000 students, 654 staff members participating in classroom education with only minimal precautions, only 7 students tested positive over the course of the study. 0 teachers contracted the disease. No data supports the need for 6 feet of social distancing in school, a requirement that blocks almost all schools from fully reopening. The information is out there. The CDC used these doctors' information, but never told anybody about this specifically. And so what does the school district in LA County do? They can't open up fully because we didn't hear about that. But the information would suggest that they should. But that's what we have. We have a legacy fake news media that will lie to you and lie to the public to cover up for the teachers' unions who are not doing what's in the best interest of kids, which is getting them back in a school environment, getting them back into an environment that is important for them to be in for their psyche as well as their education. All right. Enough of me. Let's do what we didn't do yesterday. Let's take a break right now. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD, if you want to have a little bit of fun and test your ability this morning. Some civics questions, some political questions. We'll have it all coming up. Caller number 5 right now at 239-479-5592. Let's take a break. When we come back, Drew's College up next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Exclusive Boat Club, the only family-owned and operated boat club in Southwest Florida. And when it comes to members to boat ratio, bottom line, we have the best fleet and availability at any boat club in the area. Fishing, cruising, water sports, Baywater will get you set up. Want to keep the boat overnight? Want to let the kids use the membership? At Baywater, anything is possible. This weekend, we are having our 15th anniversary open house. We'd love for you to come by, have some lunch, and check out the club. And if you join this weekend, special pricing. No dues for 3 months. Right, no dues for 3 months. Stop by and see the Baywater difference. Call me, Adam Botana, at 239-495-0455. That's 495-0455. One more time, that's 495-0455. Or find us online at bwboatclub.com. Or Google Baywater Boat Club, the exclusive club of Southwest Florida.
Disarm the people. That is the best and most effective way to enslave them. This was the warning of the father of the Constitution and 4th President of the United States, James Madison. I'm Lori Roman, President of the American Constitutional Rights Union, and this is a Live Free Minute. The Founding Fathers put some strong words into the Second Amendment to the Constitution. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. After that run-in with the Redcoats, the founders were outspoken in their belief that the right to own firearms to defend oneself, family, and nation was sacred, and the difference between being a subject and a citizen. We ask you to join us in standing up for the Second Amendment, because without the right to protect ourselves, we can't live free. This Live Free Minute is brought to you by the American Constitutional Rights Union, a national nonprofit based in Naples, Florida. If you'd like to learn more about our work, visit livefreeminute.org, livefreeminute.org.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. You might have seen our matte gray trucks with blue and white lettering on the road. Just know that in every truck you see, there's a certified technician who is trained to repair your system, not just sell you a system. As always, you can chat with us online at getpureair.com. Also, please join me every Saturday at 11:30 for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
Nothing runs like a... I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment. We've got you covered.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
Let's go to John. Let's go to John in Fort Myers. Hello there, John.
Hey, Drew. How are you this morning?
I am fine, sir. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, John, do you remember Ronald Reagan was president of the United States? You remember?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember who was president before Ronald Reagan?
Oh, my Lord.
No, that is incorrect. Okay. That's not your answer. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't remember.
All right. It was Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
That guy.
That's why I don't remember.
That's okay. It's someone you easily would like to forget. All right. So let's say you get a associate's degree on this question. When we elect a U.S. senator, how many years will they be serving?
6.
That is correct, sir. Do we get a ding? No dings? There you go. Thank you. All right, you got associates. Let's see if we get a bachelor's degree on this question. Can you name, 3 of the 13 original states? 3. Boy, this is really taking a lot out of you, John. I had no idea.
Oh, I know. Let's go Massachusetts, Connecticut, and New York.
That's correct, sir. All right. There you go. So you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. Can you name 2 wars fought by the United States in the 1800s? 2 of them.
1865.
Well, and which war would that be?
The War of 1865. And no, I can't name another one.
All right, well, it was Civil War. I think you're thinking the War of 1812 is the one that you were thinking that had the number there. War of 1812. And
right.
Yeah, it's the Mexican-American War, Civil War, Spanish-American War. Jake will not give you.
It was a harder answer.
Yeah, no, you don't overthink it. But hey, listen, congratulations! You got a bachelor's degree today on Drew's College, and you let out a little bit of steam. See, it was a slow go, but the excitement of a bachelor's degree just brings you back to earth, doesn't it?
Yeah, all my friends are going to give me heck that I didn't give you the right answer on the last one.
Well, I'm so sorry about that. I in no way want to be any part of the separation of you from your friendships and.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
By the way, you do a great job, Drew.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
All right, well, back at you.
We appreciate you.
Tell your friends. Say you do it. If you think it's so easy, you try it. That's all you have to do. So.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Are you looking for the perfect spot for your retirement? Just add water. Shell Point Retirement Community is located in Fort Myers on the Caloosahatchee River, just minutes from the Gulf of Mexico and Sanibel Island. Enjoy a vibrant waterfront lifestyle with miles of walking and bike trails. For boaters, there's a private marina with free boat docks to keep your boat right at home. Or join your friends on the community boat for cruises to local restaurants and beaches. Shell Point is comprised of 7 neighborhoods with scenic water views. Life slows down on the water as residents enjoy kayaking through hundreds of acres of secluded bird-filled waterways. To learn more about waterfront living at Shell Point, schedule a private appointment or attend one of our weekly group seminars, which include a tour of the community. Call 239-466-1131 or go online to shellpoint.org. Enjoy waterfront living today. It's all here at Shell Point.
Lockdowns really in earnest began, but this may also be something of a victory lap after the passage of that huge COVID relief deal. The House gave final sign-off on that nearly $2 trillion COVID relief plan. The president is expected to quickly sign it into law, clearing the way for, among other things, those $1,400 relief checks that could go out to most Americans within days.
Fox's Doug Luzader, not a single Republican voted for that bill. House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy says it's full of other spending not COVID-related.
It is just the wrong bill at the wrong time. Too costly and too liberal.
We're getting more royal reaction this morning to the Prince Harry controversy. Fox's Simon Owen, live in London.
Dave, Prince William says he hasn't spoken to his brother, Prince Harry, since Harry and his wife, Meghan, accused the royal family of racism. William told a reporter during a visit to a school here in London.
No, I haven't spoken yet, but I will do. And can you just let me know, is the royal family a racist family, sir? No, we're very much not a racist family.
He said, we're very much not a racist family. It comes after Meghan, who is biracial, told Oprah Winfrey that a member of the family had expressed concerns while she was pregnant about how dark her baby's skin might be. Dave?
Simon, Mississippi's GOP governor will sign a bill today banning transgender athletes from competing in girls' or women's sports. It could be challenged in court as discrimination. America's listening to Fox News.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News traffic.
Colonial Boulevard is just packed. If you are heading towards that turn lane to get onto 6 Mile, it is backed up right now. Also, there's a delay building on 82 towards Buckingham Road from Lehigh Acres. If you are on the interstate, we are still good to go, but that morning rush, of course, is underway heading southbound into Collier out of Lee County. In Collier County, Immokalee Road is the problem spot right now. East and westbound congestion building between Logan and Collier Boulevard. Of course, keep this in mind as you're heading to Gulf Coast High. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the cool morning, 80s on the way for this afternoon. Combo of sunshine and clouds. There is a slight chance for a stray shower or two, but most are dry. Breezy weather continues today, tomorrow. Comes down a notch into the weekend, where I am expecting a beautiful sunny beach weekend. Enjoy that sunshine. Rain chances are slim to none. Temperatures topping out with a mostly sunny sky in the mid-80s. And then into next week, we started pretty dry, and then some rain chances pop up by late next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest-growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Hi, doctor.
So how are you feeling?
With Millennium Physician Group's telehealth service, MPG Connect, be seen by your Millennium healthcare provider in the comfort of your home from your computer, smartphone, or tablet. So good to see you. Call your Millennium doctor's office or 844-CALL-MPG to request a virtual visit with the care team who knows you best.
I'll talk to you soon.
Millennium's telehealth service, MPG Connect. Your doctor, your device, your connection to a healthier life.
Your new home is calling you to live the good life, starting now. River Hall is where it all starts. A true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, where country club living meets the casual, barefoot Florida lifestyle. River Hall's Davis Love III Championship Golf Course is one of the top-rated courses in the Gulf Coast area, and you'll love River Hall's private oasis pools, bike paths, fitness center, tennis and bocce courts, and more. Live large with homes priced from just the 500s to the 800s from Pulte. The Pulte collection of breezy, open floor plans offers something for every lifestyle, with upscale finishes and features designed for elegant, gracious living. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com. That's liveriverhall.com.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Unless you want more of your hard-earned dollars going to the government, you need to pay attention to what I'm about to say. Now, the president's tax cuts, they may be on the way out, and it's not just your income taxes that could go up. That's why you should call my friend Alfie Townsend and his team at Advantage Retirement Group. Call now, 239-747-1163.
Investment advisory services offered through Townsend Advisory Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor in Florida.
from 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live on drewsteele.com, the website. You can go there and check us out on your smartphone. It's just set up as a basic website, so it's great for your phone, great for your smart device. You can watch on your computer, or you can still go to YouTube and Facebook for the time being. Many people want to, so it's available at Drew Steele Radio. That's fine. We are always happy Thursdays because we have Congressman Byron Donalds who is joining us. Our usual Thursday get-together to keep an eye on what's happening there in D.C. And we're hearing all about some things that we haven't had a chance to dig into yet, which we're going to, H.R. 8 and H.R. 1446. But before we do, first, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Drew. How you doing?
You on the road? A lot going on. You're busy.
It's it's a crazy time, but
Yep.
this place is crazy, I got to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And you can. Let's start with the craziest of all. How do you call a bill a COVID stimulus bill or some kind of rescue plan when only 9% of it or less rescues and the 91%? It's sort of like calling a beef stick 100% beef when only 9% of it is. I don't know how that works.
I mean, you could do that when the media is in your pocket.
Yeah.
And they don't question you, and you don't have to stand for questioning. They don't look at the bill. The only thing they do is talk about how people need help, and you throw some in there and mix in a whole lot of other stuff, like $1.5 billion for Amtrak, $500 million for the National Endowment of Arts and the National Endowment of Humanities. You throw in $350 billion for state and local governments. You give school districts $140 billion. When they don't have to spend the money until 2028. Yes, that's right. They don't have to spend it until 2028. And you top it all off with checks to people who make less than $150,000 a year, the majority of which are actually already at work, and they've been back to their jobs. And so they may not need those checks, but we're just sending them out the door anyway. That's how you do it.
Yeah, and speak to this before we get to some of the other bills, because you've brought this up, and I think it's important that people realize we have so much money that's out there that hasn't been spent, that's out there sitting. And so, I can't emphasize that enough, only because then when you see how far out the monies that are going to be spent when they come up, there are a lot of questions like this. We can't keep doing this. You want to see inflation go through the roof. This is going to be part of it as well. Feeding people money and then going out and spending it. We've already having people that want to spend the money. They're going to go out and want to spend more in an environment where we don't have products and goods to even sell to people. You can go on Amazon or any of these other places and see that. And the costs are going through the roof.
Well, it's even more than that, Drew. First of all, this is the greatest bait and switch in American history. Yesterday, Jen Psaki, the press secretary, was laughing with the reporter, basically saying that this is the most progressive piece of legislation in American history. Yeah. That's what she said that in the White House yesterday. And so when you actually look at what's happening here, this has nothing to do with COVID relief. The second big thing to really understand is quite simple. They funded the same organizations, the same programs that were funded under the Obama administration stimulus when he came into the office in 2009. It's the same programs. So I'm trying to understand why the same entities get funded with more money, but you call it COVID relief. All this is going to be on the backs of the American people. They're the ones that are going to have to pay this and not, frankly, do direct taxes. It's like you say. They're going to have to pay it through inflation, pay it with higher costs on goods and the products that they use every single day.
Right.
They're going to have to pay it at the pump. That's how this stuff is going to get paid for.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the Biden administration is about to go on their victory lap because they got through, frankly, the payoff for every one of their groups that they've wanted to do anyway. They just used COVID-19 to do it.
And I guess then the question becomes, and by the way, that to me is so important on the inflation front, because the people that are going to be hurt right now by this inflation on one side is going to be those with a fixed income. I don't know how they're going to be able to do anything because typically when we have an inflationary period, the likes that we're seeing now, and we've seen this in the past, the higher interest rates kind of tamp things down. That's what we use to kind of balance, to make the balance out, to have things balance out. And ultimately, you're not going to be able to do that this time around. I don't know how we're even going to get out of this. The people with a fixed income are really going to get crushed. Their money's going to be worth less. You can speak to that. Go ahead.
They are. And when you have Larry Summers, and Larry Summers is not a conservative economist. Larry Summers was the national economic leader under Obama. When he says this is too big and we're going to create inflationary pressures in the economy, you know they've gone too far. But it's like I said, the Democrats on Capitol Hill, when they debated this bill, all they were talking about is there are 500,000 people who have lost their lives. We have to do something. And when it was pretty much clear that this bill was going to pass, they stopped talking about the people who've died. They're now talking about how progressive this is.
Yeah.
And that's why I said it this morning on Fox and Friends. This is the biggest bait and switch in American history. This is not about COVID-19, because the thing that's going to fix COVID-19, frankly, are the vaccines, which are already on the way due to Operation Warp Speed and the contracts that were signed under the Trump administration, and governors actually opening up their states. That's what's going to help us get through COVID-19.
Yeah. Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, a couple of other things we have to get to, because this is now, as the Democrats have moved on from this, the stimulus package, $1.9 trillion. Now we've got other things. Well, you got a lot going on over there.
I just got out of Uber. I'm here.
Oh.
I got my mask off now because I was in an Uber.
Yeah.
Now I'm free to talk. Now I sound more clear.
Yes, you do. Okay, great. I love the visual. So we're seeing on the move. He's not messing around. Everybody on the move. That's what we do. You know, it doesn't make a difference if you're driving or not. You've got business to attend to. All right, we got to talk about the attacks now that are coming on our Second Amendment rights. Talk a little bit about H.R. 8 and H.R. 1446.
Well, H.R. 8, what that does is it's just a mass. It's just a waste. H.R. 8 just goes into these extended background checks. And what it does is it basically puts on background checks in intrastate transactions. I stress intrastate for one very important reason. The federal government doesn't have the constitutional authority to regulate commerce intrastate. They do on interstate commerce, and that's why you have federally licensed firearm dealers and the like. But when it's intrastate, when it's in private party sales, they have no authority to regulate that. They're trying to take it basically just by the vote, not really understanding the constitutionality of it. So that's number one. Number two, what it'll do is it will basically ban you from selling a gun to not just selling a gun to your neighbor, of letting your neighbor hold your guns. It bans that. You would have to go to a federally licensed firearms dealer and run a background check on your neighbor, essentially. That's what H.R. 8 does. 1446 extends the wait time to go through the background check from 3 days to 10 days. But what the Democrats won't tell you is when somebody goes through a background check, the background check actually happens in about 30 minutes to an hour. The vast majority of people are cleared that fast, but the law is you have to wait 3 days. What they want to do is extend it to 10 days and potentially even 20 days. If something comes up in an extended background check that the FBI runs, then you as an American citizen would have to file a pleading with the Attorney General in order to get the weapon that you acquired with your own money. That's what they want to do at 1448. I mean, these are two bills that I said it on the floor yesterday. These would have not stopped any of the mass shootings that have happened in the United States, because either the people who committed the atrocities could buy their guns legally anyway, or they stole their guns from somebody else. That's what happened with Sandy Hook.
Right. Yeah, it is amazing to me that that now we're in an environment where all of these radical ideas that are going to be pushed upon us, and even with these issues, how much pushback are you hearing? You talk to people on both sides of the aisle. What are they saying? What's the impression that you're getting with these issues?
Well, I mean, look, Republicans are unified against this stuff. It's very clear to anybody who watched the last election cycle. Joe Biden never campaigned on any of this.
Right.
What he campaigned on was saving the democracy. But I got to tell you, I'm standing right outside of Checkpoint Charlie here at Kennan Office Building on Capitol Hill. And this doesn't look like the democracy they talked about saving. Number two, everything's being done by executive order and these massive bills that are being pushed to the floor. Even ranking file Democrats are getting upset because they're like, look, we don't have any input either. This is all coming out of Pelosi's office or it's coming out of the White House. Very little input. they're being put on the line for some of these radical votes. But, that's not my problem. They voted for Nancy Pelosi to be speaker, not me. This is really.
Yeah. No, I get it. And by the way, speaking of which, what have you heard? What's the latest? I'm not sure yet, but with the fencing around the Capitol and National Guard, and they're looking to continue this, right? They want to extend that the fencing and everything else that's going on there, right? I mean, there's nobody's talking about taking it away yet.
Well, they've extended National Guard here for 2 more months. Apparently, they want to extend the fencing here for 2 more months. The fencing contract, from what I hear, we're starting to ask questions about, well, who got the contract? Because, somebody's making money off of this whole deal. That's what they're doing. And the one sad story is that one of my colleagues from the state of Montana, he's a freshman. He had a group of school children who came to Capitol Hill, a trip that they had already planned. And so they were not allowed to go to the House office. The other reason why the school children aren't allowed in the House office building.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Byron, are you there? Something switched over on your phone.
So he had to go to an off-site location to see school children from his state. I mean, this is how ridiculous this thing is right now.
Right. Yeah, no, the idea that now we have to explain to our kids and our grandkids what's going on and what effect that's having on them, not just the effects of COVID and having to deal with that issue as well. And in schools, and the fact that, how we did it right here in the state of Florida and across the country, where we still have this lie being told that big districts are opening up their schools, but all it is protection for the teachers' unions, because they're not. They tell us in L.A. County, in California, they're opening up the schools in a couple of days, but they're only opening it up 25% to the student body, and only for a couple of days, protecting the unions. Yeah.
Drew, let me tell you what's happening in San Francisco. The money they're going to get out of this stimulus bill pays the debt of the school district in San Francisco for the next 2 years. Yeah, that sounds like COVID relief to me.
Wow. All right, Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. We do this each and every Thursday, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate that you're willing to make the time, of course, for your constituents, because people want to hear what's going on, and they love hearing from you. So we appreciate it. I'll see you soon, okay?
All right. See you, Drew.
All right. There he goes. Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right. Let's take a break right now. 239-479-5592 to watch. You can certainly do that on our website, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. I hope you figured that out by now. All right. There she is. It's Sabrina Katz. She has your traffic.
We have a crash on the interstate at mile marker 136. This is near Colonial Boulevard, and it is slowing traffic. If you're heading southbound, the delay starts from around Luckett Road, heading south to Colonial. So avoid it, stick to Ortiz, and you'll be good to go. Also, the crash in Bonita at East Terry and Oliver is still delaying traffic east and west on East Terry. We do have a slowdown on 82, all the way from Gators Slough towards 29. The average speed is 6 miles per hour. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the cool start, we rebound to 83 degrees for this afternoon. Mixture of sunshine and clouds and breezy. Can't rule out 1 or 2 stray showers, but most are dry. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
I gotta tell you how awesome it is when my family comes over and I say, you're gonna get great tasting water straight from your faucet. I'm telling you, it's great on your skin, your hair, and your appliances. Think of what your water's doing now. Well, you should call now for your free multi-point Pentair water test. And I'm telling you, you're gonna love the way your water tastes with your new Pentair water system. Every faucet in your house, it's the coolest thing ever. And there's a big difference when you call a Pentair water specialist. When you give Max a call at Pentair, trained, uniformed experts in our city and well water. That's a big deal, right? With their mobile showroom, you're wondering what you're going to get. A wide range of water treatment options, and you can see them in front of you. They install your new Pentair water system for you, and the big news right now is Pentair has a new Easy Flow under-counter filtration system. It is certified to reduce 99% of lead. Call now for your free water test, and right now save 15% on your whole home water system like I have in my house. With Pentair, never any sales pressure, so call them. 239-880-7799 or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
Your home is more important now than ever before. So when your air conditioner needs maintenance, repair, or replacing, Conditioned Air wants to be your first and only call. The Florida weather can be challenging. When you have a cooling issue, our team is here to resolve it quickly and efficiently. You can be assured of honesty, respect, and our desire to exceed your expectations every single time, and we've been doing that since 1962. Conditioned Air, 1-888-COLD-AIR, or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Getting a little extra is always a good thing. Getting up to an extra $8,000 for your old car, that's incredible. For 3 days only, hurry to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral for the incredible trade-in event. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday only, get an extra $8,000 overbook value for your vehicle when you put it towards a new Nissan. Your $2,000 vehicle is now $10,000. Your $10,000 vehicle is now worth $18,000. You get an extra $8,000. Sutherland is taking all trade-ins, no matter the year, make, or model. So if you thought your car was only worth a few $100, not anymore. It's worth up to $8,000 at Sutherland Nissan. Incredible? You bet it is. And it's why this is the incredible trade-in event. But hurry, this event is now through Monday only. If you ever wanted to get a lot of extra money for your old car, this is it. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. See dealer for details.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Trust 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to help keep your AC running strong. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Nothing runs like a... I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment, we've got you covered.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
Hannity at 3 and Drive Home with Trey Radel at 5. Now, back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Man, at least we don't have a situation where we have musicians of any kind that maybe have said something that might lean conservative or something like that, and then being canceled. I mean, we don't hear anything like that, which is good. Oh wait, this just in. Yeah, we do. Hey, do you know Mumford and Sons? Mumford and Sons is this band, a pretty famous band, pretty well-known band. They have a banjo player. The banjo player decided that he was going to let everybody know on Twitter that Andy No, who is the investigative reporter, and Andy No, who was there during the Antifa riots in Seattle, and he was the one, if you remember, got hit in the face and had an orbital issue, broke his orbital bone, and it was awful. And he exposes Black Lives Matter and Antifa and wrote a book about it, right? And so the banjo player there was suggesting that, hey, you might want to check out the book. And you don't do that. You know why? Because here's his apology. Over the past few days, I've come to better understand the pain caused by the book I endorsed. He went onto Twitter and endorsed Andy No's book. You're a musician, dude. You can't do that. I've offended not only a lot of people I don't know, but also those closest to me, including my bandmates. And for that, I'm truly sorry. And as a result of my actions, I'm taking time away from the band to examine my blind spots. He got kicked out of the band. For now, please know that I realize how my endorsements have the potential to be viewed as approvals of hateful, divisive behavior. I apologize, as this was not at all my intention. Really? It sure sounds like you just crafted an apology so that you'll be able to get some work in the future, as opposed to standing up and being bold. And we can't do that anymore. Nope, can't do it. And here's, go ahead, what were you going to say?
I was saying, welcome to the club, buddy.
No, but here's the thing now. Guess what? We're going to start a new club. You guys want to start a new club? Let's start a new club. It's a new club that I don't know what it's going to be called, but the new club is like, we're not taking this anymore. The new club is we're not playing by your rules because your rules are not the rules, okay? We're not doing it. And if enough people stand up and say, guess what? I'm not going to buy the Mumford & Sons song. I'm not going to watch this movie. I'm not going to this park. I'm not doing these things. If enough people stand up and actually say, I'm not going to purchase, I'm going to look for bold individuals who will take the lead and say, you know what? I'll start my own. Dan Bongino, Parler, I'm on board. Let's go. Rumble, let's do it. Let's start to have individuals who will be bold enough to say, no, we're not doing this. And if we have to create our own infrastructure, then we're going to do it. And while we're waiting for all of this to be built out, we're not playing by your rules. You don't get to tell me that I'm a racist, homophobic, white supremacist. You don't get to do that. Sorry. And if you're going to cancel me out of the band, well, guess what? I'll be the former banjo player that starts my own stinking band, and I'll go out and I'll perform as the former Mumford & Sons banjo guy, and I'll have my own following. I hope there aren't other banjo guys, because I don't know how a banjo band would work. But
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse, Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader and home of the no closing cost mortgage. No points, no hidden fees, no loan costs, period. If the mortgage you have right now was done prior to COVID-19, you should call us for a free review. At Mortgage Warehouse, we understand how frustrating it can be to make your mortgage payment month after month, and the loan balance just doesn't seem to go down. The payment is mostly interest, but we can help with that. We can combine near record low mortgage rates with our local no closing cost program to improve your mortgage payment right away. You do not have to roll any closing costs into your loan balance to get these ultra low mortgage rates. You can apply online at mortgagewarehouse.com or call 313-5000. That's 313-5000. MortgageWarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154. Equal housing lender.
The Florida Conservative PC, in association with the Red Pill Roadshow, proudly welcomes Lieutenant General Michael Flynn Thursday, March 11th for 2 events. The evening event is completely sold out, but tickets still remain for the Veterans Luncheon. For $75, veterans and first responders can enjoy a delicious lunch and an inspirational message from General Flynn. Luncheon tickets for veterans and first responders are available online at thefloridaconservative.com.
Paid for and approved by the Florida Conservative PC, 133 Harbor Drive, Venice, Florida, 34285.
The new administration has big plans for health care. Changes are coming that could limit your choices and make your health insurance premiums even higher. Tim Cooper at Health Plan Network recently saved a family of 4 here in the Fort Myers area $600 per month. Act now. Protect yourself and your family with a superior health plan that cannot be canceled. This is a nationwide PPO plan which allows you to pick your doctors and hospitals. Start saving 30 to 60% now. If you are on Obamacare, not insured, or on COBRA, you can look into a private health plan managed by you, not the government. Call Tim Cooper, an expert with 24 years experience at 239-368-6712. That's 239-368-6712. Online at healthplannetwork.net. That's healthplannetwork.net.
I'm a salesman. I've pounded the pavement 35 years, literally. My legs ached, my feet hurt. It was just sometimes unbearable. I'm 71 years old and I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. But if you don't have a good attitude when you're in sales, it shows on your face. And you can't do that if your feet are aching all the time. I heard an advertisement on the radio for the Good Feet store, and I said, what can I lose?
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Val enjoy their work again without letting their feet get in the way.
I walked in the Good Feet store and I said, my feet hurt. And they said, well, let's see if we can do something about that. What a difference with these arch supports. After about 3 weeks of wearing them, there was just no pain. When I go and talk to my customers, I've got a smile on my face. I can go all day long, and then some. It's the real deal. I'm a salesman, and you can't fool a salesman. My name's Val, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
COVID outbreak, a pandemic. Prince William defends the royal family.
Prince William says he hasn't spoken to his brother Prince Harry since Harry and his wife Meghan accused the royal family of racism during a visit to a school here in London.
Can you just let me know, is the royal family a racist family, sir? No, we're very much not a racist family.
He said, we're very much not a racist family. It comes after Meghan, who is biracial, told Oprah Winfrey a member of the family had expressed concerns while she was pregnant about how dark her baby's skin might be.
Fox's Simon Owen. And first-time claims for jobless benefits just in showing 712,000 people applied last week, a decrease of 42,000. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
We have a crash on the interstate at mile marker 136. This is near Colonial Boulevard, and it is slowing traffic. If you're heading southbound, the delay starts from around Luckett Road, heading south to Colonial. So avoid it, stick to Ortiz, and you'll be good to go. Also, the crash in Bonita at East Terry and Oliver is still delaying traffic east and west on East Terry. We do have a slowdown on 82 all the way from Gators Slough towards 29. The average speed is 6 miles per hour. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
After the cool morning, 80s on the way for this afternoon. Combo of sunshine and clouds. There is a slight chance for a stray shower or two, but most are dry. Breezy weather continues today, tomorrow. Comes down a notch into the weekend, where I am expecting a beautiful sunny beach weekend. Enjoy that sunshine. Rain chances are slim to none. Temperatures topping out with a mostly sunny sky in the mid-80s. And then into next week, we started pretty dry, and then some rain chances pop up by late next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, Steve on the sports.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes Sports Page, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food. Steve on the sports.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I'm an interior designer and I trust Rock Solid.
If you're looking for just the right countertops for your home, the choice is simple. Rock Solid.
I'm a contractor and I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
I trust Rock Solid.
Whether you're a homeowner or a contractor who wants the finest countertops, choose Rock Solid, a company you can trust.
Rock Solid in the Pink Building, 2240 J&C Boulevard, Naples. Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
2 chocolate chip muffins coming in. Thank you.
Indeed knows unexpected growth can stretch your business thin.
Hey, can someone get that?
Like at Claire's Cafe. To satisfy demand for takeout, she needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Adam Botana again from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, the only family-owned and operated boat club in Southwest Florida. And when it comes to members to boat ratio, bottom line, we have the best fleet and availability at any boat club in the area. Fishing, cruising, water sports, Baywater will get you set up. Want to keep the boat overnight? Want to let the kids use the membership? At Baywater, anything is possible. This weekend, we are having our 15th anniversary open house. We'd love for you to come by, have some lunch, and check out the club. And if you join this weekend, special pricing. No dues for 3 months. Right, no dues for 3 months. Stop by and see the Baywater difference. Call me, Adam Botana, at 239-495-0455. That's 495-0455. One more time, that's 495-0455. Or find us online at bwboatclub.com or Google Baywater Boat Club, the exclusive club of Southwest Florida.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592. Hey, let's do this right now. The top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5. The number one priority of Democrats is keep Democrats in power. That matters more to them than COVID. It matters more to them than jobs. It matters more to them than kids in school. They want to stay in power, and this is all about stopping the voters from voting them out of office. It's a very dangerous bill.
That's Ted Cruz from last night on Hannity's program talking about the motivation behind H.R. 1 and how dangerous it is, these proposed election law changes that would take it constitutionally out of, it would unconstitutionally take it out of the hands of states, and how that's going to work. But make no mistake about it, he's spot on. This is what Democrats want to do, perpetually stay in power. They could care less about anything else.
Number 4.
You know, I think about what the press has done. When it was President Trump, it was kids in cages. Now it's children in holding facilities. With the Democrats defund the police, but now they're putting more police around the Capitol. I mean, even today we heard about Biden's dog biting someone. Can you imagine if President Trump had a dog at the White House and it bit someone? The press would go crazy. They'd say this dog is working with Russia and we got to have an investigation. So I think the American people deserve to know who's making the decisions. They're also sick and tired of the double standard they see every single day from the mainstream press.
Who's making the decisions? Last night on Hannity's program, that's Jim Jordan saying, what everybody else has been saying, which is, who's running the show here? Who's in charge? It seems like all the time we're constantly hearing about Kamala Harris. She's taking the calls and fielding calls from world leaders. She's the one that's doing, it seems like, all the work and all the questions people have, which is, who's in charge here?
Number 3.
Madam Ambassador, do you think it's a coincidence that as soon as Trump and his immigration policy were on the way out and Biden and his stated policy were on the way in, this historic surge at the border started?
Well, first of all, one of the things I think is important is we've seen surges before. Surges tend to respond to hope. And there was a significant hope for a more humane policy after 4 years of, pent-up demand. So I don't know whether I would call that a coincidence.
Oh, it's pent-up demand. Listen, there's nothing to see here. It's Roberta Jacobson. She's the person who's the point person who is outlining everything that the Biden administration is doing along the border. And it's Peter Doocy saying, hey, is it any wonder that, or any confusion or any coincidence that the Trump administration, we don't have the issues along the border of all of this crisis that's happening? It seemed like he had everything pretty much under control. And then all of a sudden, the Biden administration comes in with a new message. And all of a sudden, we've got a crisis. And she's like, no, not really. It's pent up demand. It's like a business. They've been sitting around for 4 years waiting for some change. And then once the change happens, then that pent up demand becomes a demand of, hey, we're coming across the border. And you have an administration that's like, yeah, come on in. Yeah, that's a problem.
Number 2.
I mean that literally, putting patriotism and public health first. Your companies have been working closely with a man you've both privately and way over bragged about, Jeff Zients. Jeff is in the front row here.
Man, I got to tell you something. There's something about Joe Biden getting in front of a microphone, talking about the COVID relief package. This really isn't a COVID relief package, because if 9% of it's going to COVID relief, I don't know how 9% of anything could be 100% of something, but you figure it out. That's Democrat math. There's Joe Biden, who was just the articulation on how important the COVID stimulus package was, and to be able to speak just like he speaks right there to let the American people know how patriotic and how awesome it is completely confusing. I have no idea what the heck he was talking about.
Number 1.
Since they are not all back from an administration position, or from your perspective, have the Border Patrol unions and the HHS unions been easier to work with than the teachers' unions?
I think that's a little bit of mixing different circumstances. I would say that
it's children all in tight quarters. I mean, a classroom.
Not quite.
Not funny.
It's not funny. There's the White House press briefing with White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, who laughed when Peter Doocy was suggesting that, hey, is it easier to work with the border unions and the like, as opposed to the teachers union, where the teachers union was allowed to bully the Biden administration and say, even though you guys were saying a kid's got to be back in school, the unions were saying, no, because, tight quarters and the situation in schools. And now you have kids that are in cages, thanks to the Biden administration, my words. See what I did there? And they're in tight quarters. And Peter Doocy's like, well, what's going on there? You're allowed to keep the kids in tight quarters along the border, but not to have kids in school. It's the same thing. And she just laughed it off. And he's like, it's not funny. And it's not.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Yeah, it's not funny at all. But they seem to think so. Jen Psaki think it's a joke, and nothing to see here. It's fine. Look, we have no evidence that kids should be in school. Yes, we have all the evidence that kids should be in schools. We have the lie that the fake news legacy media is projecting and continue to talk about, being regurgitated by local, state, and national media as well, who are suggesting that, look, the teachers' unions, the Biden administration's keeping its promise, because look what's happening in districts across the country, L.A. County school districts. They're in California, where they're going back to school, according to the L.A. Times. How exciting is this? Nothing to see here. There's no issues with teachers' unions. Middle and high schools in L.A. County could be eligible to reopen within days. And then you actually read into the article, and you come to find out 25% of the school is allowed to be present 2 days a week, a couple of hours a day. That's not a school opening. But boy, did it take the teachers union issue right off the headline, right? That's how you do it. And then you have a media that goes along with it and regurgitates it, and boom, here's your story. 239-479-5592. Now, hey, can I bring this story up? I promised I would do this. Jake has been holding patiently. He's been waiting for me to talk about this, and I mentioned it. I kind of teased it a little earlier. And I thought this story was crazy enough, and obviously the cancel culture and how it operates. But John Nolte at Breitbart had a fantastic answer to the latest in the canceling of culture, which is Pepe Le Pew. How many of you know the great cartoon of Pepe Le Pew? Do you know, Jake, when I say Pepe Le Pew, do you know what it is? The Looney Tunes, you know Pepe Le Pew?
Yeah, he's a skunk, right?
So he's a skunk, that's right. And he's a skunk. The amorous French skunk, Pepe Le Pew. Oh, by the way, he's not going to be making an appearance in the upcoming sequel to Space Jam. Nope, you're not going to see Pepe Le Pew. You know why? Because rape culture. That's right, Pepe Le Pew, for many of you who watched Looney Tunes, normalized rape culture. And hey, just want to let you know, you're also not allowed to use the word normal. Did you know that? That's a new one. Yeah, so the maker of Dove soap now is going to stop using normal on the packaging because they want to be more inclusive. So don't say normal. It's not normal. Nothing's normal. You can't say normal because we have to be inclusive. No, I'm not kidding. So you won't see that on Dove soap. And boy, I'll tell you what, it's a good thing because I was really concerned about using the word normal. I'm going to keep using it all the time. The news comes shortly after a New York Times columnist talking about Pepe Le Pew claimed that the animated skunk featured in Looney Tunes cartoons, quote, perpetuates rape culture. You better believe it. No, it doesn't. And it was John Nolte who brought up a great point at Breitbart. And I want to read this article because, man, is it spot on as we talk. And maybe you feel that it is. So Pepe Le Pew famously, if you remember, was the skunk who in the 1950s, the Pepe Le Pew short for Sentimental Reasons won an Oscar for Best Animated Short. And the plot, fairly boilerplate for a Pepe Le Pew cartoon. And you probably remember this, where Pepe mistakes Penelope the cat for a fellow skunk, falls madly in love on sight, makes a total fool of himself chasing her, but in the end, due to an accident, Penelope, who now looks awful, mistakes Pepe for a cat and confronts the horrified skunk in a trapped space. The short closes with a mortified Pepe on the run from Penelope. At no point in any one of his shorts do we want Pepe to succeed in his pursuit, is the point that John Nolte is making. And I'll get to that, and we'll wrap up with that point in just a second. But keep that in mind. Nobody ever thought to themselves, man, I hope Pepe Le Pew gets what he wants. Because he's the bad skunk, right? He's a character like other Looney Tunes characters that Nolte is suggesting taught young boys to not be sex pests, as he put it. The now blacklisted Pepe Le Pew. Now, what does that mean? Jake, I'm going to explain this to you. You didn't hear anything about this. And then I'm going to let you judge whether or not you agree with this. Are you ready? Is everybody ready? We're going to do this together. We're going to do this as a group. You ready? Okay, Jake, he even has his headphones on. He's serious. Yeah, he's serious today. How do you do that? How do you put the headphones over the top of your hoodie?
And the hat. Hoodie and the hat.
How do you do that? How do you hear anything? How do you hear me?
I don't know, but I have a dent in my head.
You do have a dent in your head. That's a whole other story. We can't even talk about that. Here we go.
Fine.
From the John Nolte article, fantastic. Listen to this. The famous, well, I guess infamous now, Looney Tunes were very much about teaching children moral and civil behavior. What? Bugs Bunny taught kids that keeping cool and using your brains was the best way to navigate life. Daffy Duck taught us that losing your temper always ends in disaster. Elmer Fudd taught us that violence doesn't solve anything. Yosemite Sam taught us bullies eventually meet their match. Wile E. Coyote taught us the price of obsession. Porky the Pig taught us the virtue of earnestness. Foghorn Leghorn taught us the sin of bluster and ego and feuds. He's right, isn't he? If you think about it. Now, you may say to yourself, well, you're a kid. You're looking at cartoons. You're not thinking of any of this. But if it's right what they're saying, that Pepe Le Pew instituted rape culture into cartoons, and that's why it has to be canceled, then if the suggestion is that kids would be taught that by seeing a skunk chasing after a cat, trying to get the cat because he thinks it's a skunk, then by default, isn't John Nolte's point right? Because if that's what kids are seeing, isn't it possible that they could be seeing exactly what John Nolte is talking about? That these are not characters you're looking for them to win. You don't look for the bad characters to win, do you? No one ever walked out of a Looney Tunes cartoon wanting to be Daffy or Wiley or Elmer or Yosemite or Foghorn. No, you walked out wanting to be Bugs Bunny or Speedy Gonzales or the Roadrunner. Why? Because they were the cool ones, the smart ones, the crafty ones who prevailed, right? You always wanted to be Bugs Bunny. You don't want to be Elmer Fudd. Who walked out going, I hope I'm Elmer. I'd like to be Elmer Fudd one day. Seriously. Or, I wish I was Elmer Fudd. I want to be just like him when I get older. With the chubby head and the funny hat and the guns. Oh, the guns is probably a whole other subject. He goes on, and let me further assure you that no one ever walked out of a Looney Tunes cartoon wanting to be Pepe Le Pew, which is why the blacklisting and canceling of the character only proves one thing, that today's woke Hitler youth are not interested in morality, but only in censorship and flexing their own tyrannical virtue. This is a great article. You got to check this out at Breitbart. John Nolte. Let's begin with the fact that Pepe Le Pew is by any measure one of the most disgusting creatures in the animal kingdom. He's literally a skunk, right? Look at Jake. Jake shaking his head.
He's a stinky skunk.
Yes. What's more, Pepe has no idea he stinks or that his odor disgusts everyone around him. On top of that, he's an oblivious, narcissistic moron, the butt of every joke, who always loses in the end, oftentimes by getting a well-deserved dose of his own medicine, right? I brought up the 1950 short that won an Oscar and the boilerplate plot of chasing the cat that he thinks is a skunk, and then ultimately she chases him, and he's horrified. He's trying to get away, right? At no point in any of his shorts do we want Pepe to succeed in his pursuit. Throughout, we feel embarrassed for him and uncomfortable for Penelope. And at the end, when the tables turn and Pepe is a quote-unquote victim of love, we're satisfied he got what he deserved and hope he learns his lesson. What could be more moral than that? And yet, we have a culture that wants to cancel all of this, that talks about it as rape culture, that talks about it as other things that is not true. But yet we've decided, not you and I, but certain individuals have decided that that's who gets to win, that the people who cancel and the people who censor are the ones that get to win. And whenever in history, in the history of mankind, when has any group of individuals who censored and canceled anybody ultimately have been the victorious ones and the ones who did right for society? The answer is never. Never. The lessons are obvious. The Pepe Le Pew franchise told young boys they're not God's gift to women, and that unless they're sensitive and self-aware during the courting ritual, they're destined to live the lonely life of a laughingstock who got what they deserved. It's a great article, again, at Breitbart, John Nolte. And he's spot on. So the mission that we have together is to recognize when this happens, not accept that there's a group of individuals who get to tell us what gets to be canceled or censored. We don't accept it. And we collectively as a group have power to stop it from happening by deciding to send our money elsewhere, to decide to have individuals who have the money to create outlets to avoid people like this. Knowing, listen, this is the bottom line in all of this. Knowing what I said before, that anyone, any group in our history or any other history on the face of the earth that's ever decided to censor as a group or cancel as a group did not succeed for the betterment of society. It's a bad thing. It's just a bad thing. And who wants to be on the losing side? These people are on the losing side, and I am not going to be. Just not doing it. Again, check out that article. He's right. So, Space Jam movie comes out. Maybe you might want to check something else out. Maybe one of Jake's favorite... What does he watch? Well, go play World of Vision Warcraft Space Invaders Part 7.
You know how much I pick on my friends for playing World of Warcraft?
I don't know anything about that.
I don't either.
Do you know Space Invaders? Why don't they put it together? Why don't they have Space Invaders World of Warcraft, where the Space Invaders come down? Dum, 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 dum. Right? Isn't that one of the... Man, that music... You don't know what I'm talking about.
No idea, man.
You have no idea. You don't know that's the music to... Right? Isn't that Space Invaders music? It wasn't even music. It was just this ominous thumping. Right?
I've never even been to an arcade, man. So I've never put a quarter in a machine and played a game out of it. So
yeah, you want to see how you want me to call you out as a liar? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm lying.
Listen to this. What is that?
That's Mario.
Thank you. You're a flat out liar.
Well, you play that on a console, on the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah, but you played it in an arcade to begin with.
No, I have one.
No, I know that, but I'm saying that originally was in an arcade. It wasn't in a box. It was sitting in your house.
You're right. Just about every game that. Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Okay. Can't believe you'd lie on my show. What a horrible way to end the program today.
Jake's a liar.
With lies. Okay. 239-479-5592. That's all the time we have for today. We don't even have time for Matt. Matt Devitt, look at how sad he looks.
He's going to be mad.
All right.
Sorry, Matt.
All right, so I'll tell you what the weather forecast. It's chilly today and hot tamale. How about that, everybody? No?
It's true.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Glenn Beck is next. DrewSteele.com is the website if you want to watch. Steele has 3 E's. It's true, and Jake's a liar. It's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach with a legislative update from the state capitol in Tallahassee, where we've wasted no time getting to work to honor our commitment to protect Floridians from bad actors looking to capitalize on this pandemic. This week, we passed 2 bills off the House floor. House Bill 7 raises the standard